In a world of remakes and remasters,
Are we playing your
what was once sacred and cool has now soured and become lame.
Red?
Gone are the days of Pogs and Cowabunga. Now is the reign of slurp juice and dabs. Kids these days don't even know how bad they've got it. Now it's up to the best generation to rise to the occasion and make a show that dares to go where a lot of other nerdy shows have already gone quite a bit. That's right. They're going to talk about it a lot.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. This is Best Gen, where nerds complain about nerdy things, and we call it Best Gen because everyone on the panel who's here today is roughly from the same generation, and we happen to think that it's the best generation, not because we're better, but because our movies and entertainment certainly were. So strap on in as we wax nostalgic on the days of yore, and we're at the same time. I messed it up. I skipped ahead, but it's fine. We're gonna complain about Rings of Power. It's because it's real bad. Oh boy, we've got a show. We've got a lot to talk about. A whole bunch of news articles that we didn't get to last week because we had to talk about 3 episodes of this. And we're joined by Albelio again, who's brave enough to talk about this awful show. All of my regulars are missing, except for Jared, who just popped on.
Hi!
David said he's going to trickle in late. Other Jared said, I couldn't do this, man. He said, I'm so sorry. I really tried. I haven't been able to finish Rings of Power. The Angry Mexa tuned in and said, I made it about halfway through and wanted to game end myself, so he went to go play League of Legends, which is basically the same thing. Yeah, I think this is the episode that just ends all enthusiasm. How did you word it, Albelio?
Any and all reservations are officially dead.
Yeah, this episode was quite rough. I was falling asleep the whole time. It was a real chore to finish. Hey, he's back.
Yo, yeah. I reconsider my life decisions for a minute there.
That translates to you lost the game, huh?
Yeah.
He got into a bad queue and he dodged.
I dodged and I had to wait for 13 hours now. So.
Consequences.
Yeah, I cannot
Was Leona mid?
It's fine. He's the healthiest.
He had a Leona mid. Yeah, that was a good.
I had a Caitlyn top. Yeah.
We got some great people in the chat. Justin Hancock scanning in. I think that means you're tuning in and you're gonna watch the VODs. There's no shame in watching this back. You don't have to watch it live. You just have to watch. That's the deal. Mm-hmm. You got Mark Clark. Yeah, it was. David is late. He's the one that was latest. I mean, everyone else was also late too, except Albelio. We're just waiting. We got some good numbers in the chat. This is going to be fun. Oh no, he's here live this week. Yay, Justin! It's going to be fun. We got a little bit of news, and then it's just Rings of Power and a whole bunch of articles that we skipped last week that we got to dissect.
Clark, I'm trying to blend into the background.
Yep.
Casual today.
Jared's got his business casual Friday going.
Mm-hmm.
Albelly, do you have anything special you want to plug before I forget to ask you when we end this thing?
You can check me out on Albelio here at YouTube, and it's also the same on Twitter. Posted an Alien Romulus review a while ago that we went over, and been taking care of Rings of Power along with you guys. So,
yeah. Are you getting good numbers for Rings of Power right now?
Yes. Yep.
I'm doing pretty good. Not as good as season 1 yet. I've only done 2 videos.
It takes time to ramp. My numbers are going up too.
Yeah, it's getting better. It's not quite what I was getting for season 1, but it's getting there, and I think people are just as mad about it. I mean, we know actually factually that less people are watching. Let me pull that up. This was supposed to come in later, but it came in naturally. So we already knew only a third of the audience finished season 1, right? From who started the season, only a third of the audience got through, finished season 1, and now we have the numbers.
37%, I believe.
Yeah, I thought it was 33.
No, it's
okay,
like 37.
Okay,
37 was IMDb, but
slightly over 1/3. Okay.
Yeah.
Between season 1 and 2. They lost another half. So,
wow,
it's not looking good.
Half of the third that they already lost. I mean,
these might be pulling from episode 1 because I'm sure people tuned in to the first episode, which is why they dropped 3 episodes, because they can count all 3 of them as the premiere.
If you look at that thing down there that highlighted, they actually added an extra day because it's 4 days for the first
5
season.
days. Yeah,
5 are here. Because I remember, I think it was Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers mentioned it's like they did the first 5 days instead of 4, and it's still under 50%, which is brutal.
It's not good. Here's some other news before we just get into the muck and the grime. It's going to be dirty. Mark Clark said, I saw the Alien Resurrection video. I saw a video saying Alien Resurrection was better than Romulus. I disagree with that.
Wow.
I liked Romulus.
I mean,
it's definitely got problems. Abelli was correct on all of his criticisms.
I can see why people would say that. Like, it's not, not the worst thing, Alien Resurrection, but it's not as good as Romulus.
I don't know. Resurrection, Romulus didn't have that, the brain scene. But it also didn't. Resurrection also didn't have the Ripley quote that got butchered. So I don't know. I'd have to watch them side by side.
Yeah, I forget. I need to rewatch Resurrection because I had a lot of fun with that one too. And it's bad. Like Alien Resurrection is not a good movie, but it was kind of campy and I enjoyed that. I just don't remember a whole lot of details. But there were some real good practical effects. Anyway, we talked about this ad nauseum already. Linkin Park is back, baby. Oh, I'd already switched. Oh man. They're have you guys listened to the new stuff?
Not. And I'm a big Linkin Park fan. I didn't even know they had this coming up.
Oh, so the first lead singer, she passed away?
No, he.
Oh my God.
Chester Bennington.
Yeah, Chester Bennington.
Out, and then here we are, all this time later, and they finally got a new singer.
That's right, because they later wrote a song about him passing away, and that's right. Yeah.
They replaced the lead singer with a woman, and here's the thing. I don't think she's a bad vocalist. I think she's absolutely wrong for this part.
She is really bad. She is absolutely fucking garbage. I was flaming, like I was losing my mind in Twitter for like 2 days in a row. And the thing is that I share some of her stuff and criticizing her, and then Twitter just started recommending me her nonstop. Like I had to mute the word Linkin Park, literally, for that bitch. I hate her. I cannot stop saying bad. I used to love Linkin Park so much when I was
Dude,
a I used to literally just
I listened to
only
Hybrid Theory on repeat, man.
yeah, I would listen to that.
That's what I
Meteora.
listened to when I was mad at my parents. I would go in my car, I headbang to Linkin Park, and then when that CD wore out, I would throw on some The Used.
Yeah, the use is great.
Just go in the car, slam the door, shut up, mom, and then just blast.
Shut up when I'm talking to you! Shut up! I would never say that to my mom, so I would go out and sing in the car.
I would literally watch A and B.
I did see Zamil loved the new album. I haven't listened to it, but hey, he's a great author. Might not have the best taste in music.
Yeah, but everyone that says that he is good, is just a bunch of CC feminists because
No, like this clip, I don't want to play this clip, but this one in particular, maybe I'll link it. Her voice is literally cracking.
Yeah.
Like trying to hit the notes.
Yeah.
And
Was that the one you showed me on
yes,
Friday
yeah,
or whatever?
it's. I think this one is
It's
crawling.
not super great. That's one of their best songs, dude. Like,
Crawling.
top three
She goes
songs.
crawling.
Oh no!
and she's a woman. It should be
And
easier for her to sing these high notes.
Right?
It doesn't
Yeah.
make
Your
sense.
voice cracked when you said
I
that.
think yeah, I think a woman singer would have been fine for Linkin Park if they got someone who could actually scream an angry thing, like someone like Paramore, you know?
Yeah, no,
Oh,
because men are the ones that scream the best because men are actually angry as shit. Like we
Right.
have actually struggle.
Oh, Mark Clark pulling out the deep cut and reminding me of my
Who is this guy?
my Great Gatsby
What was
movie
the
that I
metric
made.
we had to hit to release the
I think it was
Cut.
if you want the Gatsby cut released, that's what this is referencing. I
What is
made
her
a
name?
music video for James Blunt's "You're Beautiful"
beautiful
as part of a as part of a book report for the Great Gatsby.
Emily,
It doesn't
yeah.
make a lot of sense. I know it's confusing. I think the deal was Mark Clark has to read an entire book series in order. And then we'll release the Gatsby cut.
She's nobody.
Dang. That's a tall order there.
She's nobody, and she's 40. Like what? Why would they put her in?
I don't know. Like
It's literally nobody.
it's crazy to me.
Yeah,
but-
has she done anything else? Has
No,
she,
like she was in a
solo
band.
or-
called
Well,
Death Sarah.
the only
Who
thing,
fucking knows
the
what
only
that-
other thing she's known for is for defending, an offender in court. She's on record defending a pedo.
That's
Oh,
that's
boy.
great. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Luke Winfield, yo, what's up, y'all? We're delaying the inevitable is what's happening right now because I don't want to talk about Rings of Power at all.
Oh my
We're
gosh.
delaying the inevitable by slowly
And you show
stroking
me
with glass
Emily
with
Armstrong
Linkin Park's
and
new
get me
singer.
so- yeah.
Oh God! Come on!
There's the
Yes.
Minecraft trailer dropped and everyone's mad and it's you guys are wrong because the Minecraft movie isn't meant for you because this worked so well the last 100 times we tried this messaging to attack the fans.
Went from
Yeah.
stroking with glass to eating
I-
glass.
I really don't understand that mentality of, oh, we don't need all of the old fans of Minecraft. We just be our own thing. We'll attract our own fans. Like, what the heck? Kind
will
of.
It doesn't.
I will
work.
say it's got all of the red flags, but to play devil's advocate a little bit. If you watch this trailer with no context or with the context of everything we've gotten in the last 10 years, yeah, it looks pretty bad. But if you remove that context and know that this is Jared Hess, this is really not different from any of his other movies.
Huh.
In regard to like his weirdness, and
Yeah.
he always makes everyone look ugly in his movies. Like that's kind of his thing. So watching the trailer, absolutely, I'm 100% there. This looks terrible, but it could just be the way that it's cut and our perception of everything we've gotten.
That is
Because
true.
I watched it a
didn't-
second time, just considering, Napoleon Dynamite and
Yeah.
and Nacho Libre,
Nacho Libre,
and then his
Gentleman
later
Bronco.
films, which no one watched, which I absolutely love, Gentleman Broncos.
I did
is
not like that one.
Weird. That's my favorite one. And Don Verdine.
I still need to watch
It
that.
kind of it wasn't like, it felt like the exact same style. So
Why did they?
That's
what
true. I
is-
didn't realize it was him.
Like, he's 45. Like, why wouldn't they put
Oh, yeah.
a Gen Z making this movie? This movie, it's
it's weird. It's
Oh
a
my
weird
God.
choice, and Jack Black absolutely sullies the entire thing with
Yeah.
his recent developments.
Well, I mean, Jack Black is a good voice actor. I mean, he does the same voice for everything. But
yeah,
if it was going to be in a Minecraft world, why not have an animated Steve that matches the Minecraft aesthetic and just have the other people brought into the Minecraft world or whatever the heck? It doesn't make any sense to have Steve be live action, right?
Good evening, Shadow Master. I hope you're in for a doozy, because this show's not going to be fun.
It drives me nuts that they basically turned Steve. They used Jack Black for Steve. Basically, they turned Steve into the old fighter pilot from Kong Skull Island.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a deep cut.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
think
I
it's
agree. It looks very concerning, but it might just be like a false flag, I think.
Did you see that?
I'm just saying, Jared Hess has always been weird like this.
We shall see. I really only liked his first two films.
and
Only
I've
Nacho Libre. I
I've
haven't
loved
seen
all of
the-
his stuff. It's
I haven't
weird.
seen the fourth one. I did not like Gentleman Broncos at all.
Gentleman Broncos is hilarious.
It had
It is
one.
so funny.
It had one good scene that is disgusting and hilarious at the same time. But yeah, I don't know. Time will tell.
Yeah,
It's-
I'm gonna predict that the movie is gonna be absolute
Oh.
fucking garbage, and that everybody's gonna watch it because it's whatever. Like,
It's absolutely gonna tank, right? Like it.
oh yeah, he's gonna have like $1 billion. He's gonna make $1 billion, obviously.
Well, I mean, you
Um,
never know. There's some movies that are so stupid but such a good time. Case in point is the very
Mario.
first what's that Diary of a Wimpy Kid is what it was. The first Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie is freaking hilarious. I
loved it.
cannot speak to any of the other ones, but that first movie, we just went to the theater. I went once on a date, and we're just like, there's nothing in the theater. Let's see this stupid thing. And we ended up loving it. And then Alan and we went back a second time and we saw it again just because it was really fun.
Dude, I took a girl on a date to watch that movie.
Yeah, same.
It was hilarious.
Well, it was great.
Yeah, it might
Get a date to them out.
it might make you the same amount of money as Barbie. I don't know.
And
Well, here's the thing. It kind of looks like it's giving me the feels of like Lego, right? Like it could be something that maybe you don't quite know what to expect, and maybe it's good.
If
Yeah.
if
I
they
just
want, they need a better trailer. The trailer is awful.
I agree 100%. I just don't know why they wouldn't go a full animated thing like the Mario
'Cause-
Bros. Movie, you know?
Yeah, I don't.
That would have been such a smart decision, but I don't know, whatever. It's just kind of this whole thing about real life characters being brought into a video game or animated thing. It's been done a lot lately.
Yeah,
It's not even a concept. Just do it good. Like, just do it decently.
Yeah.
Jack Black absolutely carried Nacho Libre, and I used to absolutely adore him. And just it's literally just the last couple years he's completely soured.
He lost his
My
mind.
opinion, like he's crazy.
Yeah.
He's tanking
All of
his own career
Hollywood
for
lost their
nothing.
mind
He's
too.
always been crazy, but yeah, now he's more politically crazy. Anyways,
Mhm.
Did my movie choice get a second date? Who I don't remember who I took to that movie.
Yeah, that was years ago.
I wasn't ever. I didn't like steady date in my high school years. I just went on dates
We
with
were
lots
good
of different
Christian
girls.
boys. We had rules in our family. When we took a girl on a date, we had to date 2 other girls before we dated that other girl again. So we
See?
would just go out on group dates together and have fun. And
I had to date
Wasn't
3
until
in
later.
between because I don't know what rules
they
you
changed
got.
the rule for you because you would circumvent some of the rules.
Anyway, do I think the zombies will keep it in the green? The zoomies. Oh, I think it's going to make money.
Yeah,
I think-
If Mario made over $1 billion, it would not surprise me if we see 1 to 1.5 on Minecraft.
It's not going to make as much as Mario, but it'll get good numbers opening week.
it has an audience. Minecraft has been popular for a very long time, and it's resurging in this latest generation. My kids love Minecraft. But again, I don't understand, going back to this article, I don't understand this mentality of, oh, it's okay that you don't have to like the Minecraft movie.
Yeah, this has
I don't know.
never worked. It's not meant for you. I mean, the classic example, I don't have it pulled up, but it was the Charlie's Angels, right? Sorry, straight white men, this movie's not for you. And then it came out, how come no straight white men are watching our movie?
Yep.
Terraria is superior. Yeah, that one actually
I
would.
completely agree.
I haven't
Terraria.
played
I
either,
couldn't
but
do it,
but if I had to choose, I would absolutely play Terraria.
7 Days to Die is my.
Yeah, I just don't play games anymore, man. Here was a good one though. Jenna Ortega
Yes.
had an absolutely based take.
Oh, wow, look, Blade. And Black Panther.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why
And the Falcon.
they're in this video or why. But I don't know what that's about.
Because
apparently.
Hollywood reported, the reporter uses.
But
on-
so unlike most celebrities, every time Jenna Ortega opens her mouth, I like her more. Like,
Yeah.
and it feels weird because she's like super young, and every time I say, "Oh, I'm a big fan," it sounds like those weirdos, you know. But like,
yeah,
she keeps saying really good stuff.
yeah. I think that she's actually a critical thinker, and she also has like a little bit of the woke mind virus. You know, she's
Yeah.
probably pro-Palestine, all that bullshit.
And it was supposed to be a layup. It was in an interview. Someone gave her like a layup questions where she could just girl power, you know? And she's like, "Hey, what's the ideal franchise you could take over, right? If you could play a famous person, a girl version of that, who would you play?" And she's like, I wouldn't. So
Yeah.
I think it was someone asked her if she would play Edward Scissorhands, and she's like, "Why?
Yeah.
I hate that."
And she specifically made the example of James
Of-
Bond. She's like,
she
I
said-
don't want a Jane Bond. You know,
She said,
want to
I
have-
love that there are more female leads, but can we get our own, please?"
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I don't want to play ripoffs.
Exactly.
Absolutely awesome.
Yeah, maybe if what she's saying is like inspired by the wrong thing, it doesn't really matter. Like if you know, all the roads lead to Rome, they say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
whenever-
Amazing.
She also has like a
Comes up, it's
huge,
hard
like,
to see.
she's super popular with young people. Like, she's got a huge following. Like, she could actually make the world a better place by saying stuff like this.
Mhm.
But I got a bone to pick, guys.
Wait.
What?
Okay, go ahead.
You heard Boner too, right?
No.
Porque no los dos, okay? So Taco Bell, right? They announced this week that you can get Baja Blast flavored gelato.
I saw
And,
that.
okay, I'm a sucker. I get it. Taco Bell is an abomination. It is not Mexican food, and I love it. Okay,
That's why everyone.
I could eat there every day, and I wouldn't get tired of Taco Bell.
It's because it's real Mexican food.
True.
I love real Mexican food too. Okay, I'm also a sucker for Baja Blast. It's the best soda, and so I had to try the Mountain Dew gelato, and it cost me $4, and I got this.
What?
Holy crap!
$4 for that?
That's insane.
Is that Baja Blast beard balm?
Yeah,
My gosh.
It was-
that's awful.
It's 3 fluid ounces.
Wow. Hey, you can take it on an airplane though.
Gel. I just bought some hair gel. That's really cool. Out.
So
Look, it was delicious. I will come on, Taco Bell. This is $4.
That's Vietnamese for
Look,
you.
it was so cute too, though. Like you open it up, and then there was a little spoon on the inside.
of course it's empty.
A spoon on the inside, and my daughter loves it so much she's filled it with cereal, and she carries it around the house and eats the cereal with the little spoon. But man,
Yeah,
$4.
$4. That's ridiculous. You could buy, fancy gelatos at the store. That's like 2 or 3 times that much for what, like $6 or something.
No, you could probably get a 5-gallon for $6.
Not of gelato.
Okay, maybe not gelato.
Generic,
But, no.
yeah, of generic ice cream, sure, but yeah, like those nice little tumbles of gelato. That's 2 or 3 times that size. You can get for $6 or something.
I mean, it's not even ice cream anymore. It's just frozen dessert, right? Like you guys are only eating frozen desserts. Like you don't really have real.
Americans don't know
ice
what
cream?
we're eating.
That is hilarious, by the way. That I go to like Costco or some of those like American places where they have the American food, and you read through all of the stuff that is in there, and it's like a freaking Bible verse of like it's like an entire Bible.
There are more ingredients on the back of this than ounces. So
Yeah.
most of it's food coloring. For some reason there's 6 different kinds of sugar.
Well, that's how
But-
you know it's healthy.
Yeah.
You got to get that neon green color from somewhere. Neon bluish green.
Yay.
Okay, I just saw some other good news.
Oh, hold on. The Prophet of the Dragon just became a member.
Ooh!
Welcome to the family, Prophet.
Nice.
I just re-rendered the credits too. Now I'm gonna have to do that again.
Yeah, thanks, Prophet.
Wow. How dare you? First ingredient is corn syrup. No, the first ingredient is Mountain Dew Baja Blast flavored caffeine-free syrup. That's one ingredient. And then it's got parentheses, and that contains water, sugar, citric acid, natural and artificial flavors, sodium benzoate. Oh, wait, the whole thing is just one ingredient. But it's all in a parentheses.
That is insane.
And then at the end it says corn.
Gum,
No,
blue salt. Oh, okay, no, so so it's about 20 ingredients as the first ingredient, and then milk, and then more sugar. Look, it was delicious, okay? I will never buy it again.
Yeah,
I'm kind of glad that I don't live in the United States sometimes. I wish that I had all the blessings of Taco Bell and whatever. What do you guys have? Chipotle and all that shit. But then I think like we can get everything natural here, and even our garbage fast food is not that bad for you.
No, just buying meat in Mexico is different. Like, you can taste the difference. Like even buying like authentic Mexican food here, it will never be the same because our meat is processed somehow. It's not the same. Yeah, except the meat that I buy from Idaho is grass fed and delicious.
Nice.
Yes,
Mark Clark
you
just
would
dropped
rather
another
be
$1.99. Thank you so much. We are putting off talking about Rings of Power by reading ingredients off the back of a Taco Bell container.
Although the
Yes,
the Baja
absolutely,
Blast,
absolutely. The meat in
freezers are
anywhere
really good.
outside of the United States, meat tastes differently. Mexican street gelato tacos. Are you trying to say gelato?
Gato.
Oh, cat tacos. I didn't know if you were trying to speak English or Spanish. Yeah, I know what a gato is.
El
Gato.
Taco, El Taco Gelato.
Hey, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Oh, cat here.
Mexicans are so good at cooking. You would like them.
You wouldn't
Okay.
notice, yeah. I didn't.
You wouldn't be able to tell. It probably is made from cat.
It's Mexican,
And it's
and
freaking delicious. It tastes better than the meat here in the United States.
I have
Okay?
eaten dog in Mexico for sure, many times probably. But it doesn't like it tastes like pork.
I'm surprised
I
you
don't
didn't
have
cook
anything
a hot
against
pocket
that.
there, Max.
Is that dinner? Is that what you...
Yeah, I'm not Chinese. Okay.
That's dogs.
You're tenderizing the meat. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm giving it a little pat.
Look at that trust right there.
Okay, so I've got the episode pulled up. We
Okay,
can do
wait.
that. What?
Okay, so there is one more bit of news that excited me at least.
Oh, yeah, Jared's alive, guys.
I am alive. Yeah, I am.
Sorry,
alive.
we thought he died last week. We had a stinger and everything for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm alive. I'm alive.
Forgot to announce that.
Okay, so I was just on YouTube and I noticed that there's another trailer that was pretty exciting to watch.
Oh, no.
No,
Oh,
it
that-
was for Arcane Season 2.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Did they-
Arcane Season 2, it's coming out in November.
Yeah, we know this.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I completely forgot about
It's
it. I thought
on
it
the
would happen
schedule.
Whenever.
Really?
Yeah.
Nobody. really
That trailer's like a month old.
No, that one was
No.
not a month old.
No,
It
the
dropped
new
today?
one. The new
No,
trailer
there,
is
there was
like,
a teaser that they put a long time
days
ago. I
ago.
think that before
Okay.
they had a date.
New
Dude,
trailer
that
then?
trailer looked good though. It looked really good.
really good. Yeah, it's gonna be really, really good, and it's gonna finally talk about characters like Warwick and all that shit. I think Nautilus is on the trailer, things like that. There's a lot of champions on the trailer. And finally, my League of Legends knowledge is gonna be useful for something other than.
I didn't waste all of those years for nothing.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't waste 10 years of my life playing that garbage game.
It's
I still have to watch the first
Yeah.
season.
dude, seriously, watch Arcane. I think
Oh,
it's
really
the
good.
best. I think it's the best animation.
Ever.
I think I'd have to watch them side by side, but it's at least when it came out, it's the best animation that I'd seen since Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was so good.
And there's one sequence in there, man, with Echo
Yeah.
Oof. Whew,
that
that is
literally just blew
nice.
my mind.
It's like that fight with Jinx and Jack Echo is
Yeah.
out of this world. I've
Oh,
never
yeah.
seen something like that.
Yeah.
I did
think-
not know that animation could be that amazing. That was,
Seriously.
it was so good.
Just
Yeah,
look at-
it's definitely the best. Like, it's the only show ever, animated show ever, to be 10 out of 10. Like, it literally is the
Yeah.
only show that ever to be 10 out of 10.
And
Everything.
it doesn't even like spoil the story. Like if you're not like sold on Arcane yet, just pull up YouTube, look up the Echo scene, and okay, I need to watch this. Like,
Well, I mean, it's not going to spoil anything.
well, the
but
thing it is the best scene in the show though, so you will have like spoiled the best part of it, but it's not going to spoil the story.
Yeah, show Justin so you can.
It'll make more
Yeah.
sense when you watch it again because there's some flashbacks in that. Well, not flashbacks, but you'll see the way they animate it. They flash some stuff, and when you watch it with the additional context, it's really, really good.
Is it safe to watch with your teenage son?
I think it is.
Yeah, I think so.
There's not any language in it. I mean, it's pretty.
No, there's definitely
it-
language in it.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember the rating. It's pretty.
there's
It's pretty
violence,
dark.
there's some-
It's pretty violent. It's pretty dark, but it's not like nudity or anything. You know.
Right.
I think it's PG-13. Let me check.
Well, I think it was MA. That was
Yeah, go
that
check.
was- yeah, that was my.
How you're predicting we get full blown Yuri?
Yeah, it's TV 14. Yeah,
It's 14.
Oh,
Yeah.
14.
Okay.
yeah, it's 14. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing that
No,
I
no,
would
no.
recommend like
No,
is
no,
that
no, no.
there's a scene that is like there's a scene where Caitlyn is taking a shower and Vi is like being lesbian with her. I don't know. It's like
It's
kind of sexual implicit. They don't show anything, but it's like sexually
yeah.
implicit.
They do imply that two characters are attracted to each other. Yeah.
Yeah, but season 2 is like they definitely like they're banging. Like I don't know if season 2 is gonna be.
It's not going to show them.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not gonna
It's
show
not
them
taken away
banging.
from it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I guess
like,
there was a technically a sex scene that it's like they start kissing and it fades to black with Jace.
Yeah,
And,
the only thing that you can see is Jay's buff, really buff back. I remember that because he was jacked.
So
Yeah.
there is implied
Him.
content. It's not it doesn't show anything, but
It kind of shows something. It kind of does.
it doesn't
Apparently
show
they
any
rewatch-
nudity. He's asking if there's nudity. There's no nudity. Okay,
Yeah.
there is implied
Yeah.
sexual material in the
Why
show.
watch it?
Anyway, so do we want to go through this episode scene by scene, or do we want to do articles first?
No, let's do articles after.
After
Rip the Band-Aid off.
rip the
yeah.
Band-Aid off. Okay, let's prime the pump then. With one, here we go.
Okay.
This is what we're dealing with, everybody.
Oh my lord!
Is that
The off-
Oh my lord!
an Adar?
No, it's not Anatar. This is the era for the first stage Sauron. The other
Oh, the guy
actor,
that got
okay?
killed. Yeah.
First he offered me wine, later his lips both kept me drunk for centuries.
Oh my lord!
Wow.
19 bookmarks.
People
That
are-
is-
There's 19 bookmarks. Yep.
19 bookmarks. Like oh my god!
It's 19
This
reasons to
generation
delete
is-
that account.
Hook. Hooked.
So this is the caliber of fan that this show caters to. Okay. Pull the Band-Aid. All right. We can't delay any longer. Yeah.
I just want to say, last week I only watched one episode.
Oh yeah. If you guys want to
Which
complain
was-
about 2 and 3, go ahead.
Really, really bad. No. I don't have. Well, I mean, I guess I could bring up a couple things, but I really shot myself in the foot pushing off watching 3 episodes this week. I hated it. My wife fell asleep. She did not. She did not finish, and she didn't want to go back and.
It's
and
so
recap
hard.
and everything. It's so bad. At one point, I just stopped taking notes. I just gave up. I'm like, this is awful. It's garbage.
One
Okay,
point I
let's
just
move
gave
on.
up on life, came back to playing League of Legends like at the range, addicted.
Oh, my daughter came in. I think in the middle of episode 2, and she just looked at the show and made one comment, and her comment was, "Those costumes look fake," and then she walked out. I'm like, yes, yes, thank you. I raised you right.
Yeah, she has a good eye for fashion.
They look so bad. It's
Jesus.
so bad. Okay, I do have one point from episode 2 that I'd like to bring up before we move on to episode 4. Okay, this is just another example of terrible writing. People just want to write lines that sound good and sound fluffy and sound, big and epic and whatever, and it just makes absolutely no sense, right? So this is when the Harfoots and Nondalf are traveling, and they realize that someone is following them, right?
Yeah.
That's not Poppy. And they say,
That part was
Gandalf said-
hilarious.
Oh, you mean the second time they realize someone's following them?
There's someone following them. Okay, so they say this. Gandalf says this line. He says, "They are on our trail. We should find a different trail." Or, I don't remember if he says trail or path. Okay.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we already had.
Yeah, if they're following you,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter which path
Exactly.
you take. Yeah.
We're conflating 2 different definitions for the word trail or the word path, right? One definition is you're following an actual trail that's laid out before
The
you.
actual
You're
line
following
was
the path.
the actual line was they're watching our trail. We need to choose a different path.
We need to choose a different. I
something
think
like
they
that.
used the same
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it's trail or path. They use the same word both times.
Right, but they were
It's like-
watching from behind. They weren't
Yeah,
patrolling the path. Yeah.
right. So that's a different definition of the word path or the word trail is someone is following you. So it doesn't matter where you go, they're following your trail, the trail that you are making. So not only was that a stupid line, but also in the very next scene, they're traveling by dragging a blanket
Yeah.
through the thing. I'm like, if you want to leave a trail, that's how you do it. Like
That's like Patrick
understand.
trying to cover SpongeBob and Patrick's tracks when they run out of town, and he's got the paint bucket behind him, and he's just, "Don't worry, SpongeBob, I got it covered," and he's just leading a line.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. And these writers think they're being all smart with this line. Oh, they're on our path. We need to find a different path. You guys are freaking idiots. You don't understand what you're doing.
Do you think that you have a thesaurus like next to them? Like,
Yeah,
when they're like, oh, we
don't
cannot
know.
use the same word. Like, what do we use? Synonyms for trail. Path.
Well, the other thing too that was ridiculous about that whole encounter was that at first, and maybe it was in the previous episode, it shows like that these guys are sneaky, right? Like they're spying on them, and nobody knows they're there. And then the next time they show them, they're like, "Oh, did you hear that horse in the background?" You're like, "Dude, why are you riding horses when before you were sneaking and you could have just like snuck up on them and killed them, and now you're using horses and you're trying to track them?" It's like, what?
Also, so yeah, you're absolutely right. But also, some of the continuity with how they're tracking them makes no sense. Absolutely, like at one point they're following them, they're on their trail, and then presumably because of they chose a different path and drug a blanket, right? They lost their trail for some reason, and they go back to report to the dark wizard or whatever, and then they go right back and find them immediately. It's like I don't understand.
Yeah, no,
what
like,
they're doing. So
yeah, we brought that up last
they're
time.
on their
The,
path.
the wizard
Apparently
hires
they
them to
lose the
track
path.
them, and then he leaves to go report,
Hey,
and
yeah.
then can't find them again because he left.
and he says we can't find them, and he's like, "Don't worry, I will follow their trail. I'll find them."
My tactics
did
will
you
be
leave the trail in
different
the
from
first
my
place?
tactics will be different from yours. I will threaten the hobbits,
Yeah,
which is exactly what they did last time.
Yeah.
And not only that, his plan was, like, it would make sense if you've captured the hobbits to hold them hostage and get Gandalf to surrender. But they just approach him. They just go head on straight towards him rather than being sneaky and catching the
Right.
girls.
I'm like, it's so dumb that they were being all, subterfuge and all that stuff before,
Yeah.
and now all of a sudden when they're really trying to track them, they're stupid.
yeah,
Anyway, that was past episode.
super inconsistent on that matter. But anyways, all right,
So-
let's move on to episode 4.
Okay, with this, I just want to point out with this that I love that they're using the same set like in every freaking Elven scene this semester. I mean, this
Semester.
They only have the one set. They're just using it over and over.
Literally though, every
And
single set, it's like, oh, and let's walk by this house.
Yep.
Oh, let's
It's-
walk by this house
It's
again.
this
Oh,
one
yeah.
set, and then the
Right.
one with the tree.
Yeah, Gilgalad only ever hangs out by the tree, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're in a chase scene, and he manages to immediately be granted an audience with Gilgalad, and he's just hanging out by his tree.
Ooh, let's go in the house this time, guys. Like, I've been very disappointed with the Elvish sets this time.
Okay, so this starts. Oh yeah, it starts at the bridge, right?
Hold on.
Yeah.
The mountain. As soon as they're over the mountain, I lost my mind. And it drives me nuts because the biggest problem I have with this episode in particular, right off the bat, is now time progression matters.
Yeah.
No
they're
longer,
also-
because remember, at the end of the first episode, Sauron teleports from Mordor all the way to Eregion,
Yes.
like
Multiple times.
But now,
back, yep.
now mountain ranges actually matter. Instead of going around the mountain that Eregion is built in, or Linden's capital is built into, now they have to walk over it because that's what Lord of the Rings did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're very
Yeah,
inconsistent.
there are
travel.
like roads between these cities.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as this started happening, I lost my mind. Because then when you get to the bridge here, and they're like, "If we go the other way, it'll add 2 weeks
Right.
to our journey."
So-
it's like,
Well,
why?
you can see though there is a road on the map leading to the bridge, and then a road on the other side of the bridge, and yet they decided to just hike the mountains instead of taking the road.
Yeah. Also, the line when they get to the bridge is no earthly force. No earthly force could have done this. No earthly force can collapse a bridge. Are you sure about that?
There couldn't be lightning.
Couldn't be lightning. Couldn't be an earthquake. Couldn't be a flash flood in the canyon. Couldn't be any
It
number
couldn't
of
possibly
things.
be
David,
the ignition
David.
of the mountain that collapsed Kaza Doom.
Exactly.
David, I didn't know that you were such a naive rube, but Sauron can't melt steel beams.
That
Okay.
was my joke, my lady.
Did I steal your joke?
No, it was just something I commented to her at the same time. I was like, "There's no way." But yeah, go ahead. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if I see a collapsed bridge, my first thought is, maybe there was an earthquake or something. But no, they're like, no earthly force could have done this. Like, it must have been Sauron or evil.
No, David, there's no such thing as earthquakes in Rings of Power. They're called ground shakes.
Oh,
so
I bet.
they haven't invented earthquakes yet.
Or
volcano, because
what do they call it in the Land Before Time? I think it's Earth shakes, not earthquakes. It's Earth shakes. Yeah.
Well, the funny thing too is their reason was they're like, was this a fire? Like, what?
It's stone. They're doing the acolyte all over again. Where there gets a stone bridge being burned down by fire.
What could have happened? Oh,
David, I
no.
forgot. There was one thing we can do to stall talking about this show. Is I had to show you my goodies. From did I already show you? I got my books.
Oh, you're not Lucent. That's right. Yes, that's the one with amazing art.
Yeah, here.
Have you read it yet?
I haven't read it yet, but
Come through
it's signed by Michael Bancroft, who's an awesome, super based Aussie. This is book 2, and then I got the reprint of book 1, which is it's pretty spicy. The artwork in these books is freaking incredible.
Yeah, we showcased it on a
Dude, it's
stream
been like
several months ago.
What?
It's been like a year, hasn't it, since you
Yeah.
ordered those? Too.
Yeah, he had just started coloring book 2, I think.
Those look great.
Nice. Yeah, there was just a $5 sale at the Ripiverse, and I ordered a bunch of those that I had missed out on, so those just came in as well.
But no, the artwork is amazing.
Nice.
And he sent a bunch of stuff I didn't buy too. Like he gave me a free bookmark and a bunch of like goodies and stuff.
Nice.
And this awesome little print and a magnet that I'm
Did you
using.
pay for a signed copy, or did he sign it for you?
He signed. I think he signed all of them that people bought.
Wow.
So what's cool is on the little sleeves, he used little stickers to close them, and I loved it, and then I immediately hated it because then I had to open it, and I didn't want to rip the sticker. So I steamed it open.
Nice.
Yo. I had to dip because I just realized that you're talking about episode 4 and not 3.
Yeah.
Oh.
You didn't make it to episode 4.
Yeah, because episode 3 made me rage so bad. I thought that you were talking about Jordan Sarens or whatever, Jason Sarens or whatever his name is. Yeah, but I just saw the Dragonsteel, his League of Legends team, just won the.
They did?
Yeah, the championship. Like they destroyed everyone.
Nice.
They're going to go to the main stage. Basically, they're gonna play in the LCS next year. I don't know what's going to happen to the LCS, which is the North American League of Legends Championship. I think it's getting like combined with Latin American one and the Brazil one, and it's going to be like a huge Americas version of it. I hope that this guy Brandon Sanderson has enough money to pay for the spot, because he in theory deserves to be in the main one. But yeah, I'm happy that he made it through, and
Yeah.
I wish his team goes places.
Look at this.
That looks good.
That he said this one took him like a month.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
page,
The Eiffel Tower looks amazing.
because he literally did like all the details.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's insane. He's really good.
I'm real excited to read him. So, anyway, now we got to talk about Rings of Power. Sorry.
Dang it, we're back.
So I've got
Take it off.
I've got the two
Yeah, man.
I've got the 2 books for you and a T-shirt.
Hey, Team X.
Yeah.
I bought a bunch of copies. So,
Oh, nice.
sounds
Yeah.
lame. No, the Lucian is cool, man. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, the journey through in Lord of the Rings is on purpose, and there's a reason for it, and it progresses the story. This is just a time filler. Talk about time filler. The Ents in this episode
Yeah.
were completely useless.
Yeah.
Like, it added nothing and
Honestly,
went
that's what-
nowhere and then left.
A lot of this episode, I think, was just fan. So there's like, oh, you remember all those things that Peter Jackson didn't do? Here's Entwives. Hey, there's a little nugget. We're going to give you Barrow Whites. We're going to give you Tom Bombadil.
Barrow Whites shouldn't exist yet.
Yeah, exactly. And I freaking hate Tom Bombadil's accent.
Oh, yeah. We'll get. We haven't gotten to
Those Barrow Whites.
Tommy Bommy.
Those Barrow Whites did look really cool, though.
They looked
cool.
Yeah,
They looked good. The effects looked fine. What did it add to the story?
Yeah.
It was nothing.
It was
Yeah.
an Easter egg and a cool action scene.
These two are just bickering the entire episode too,
Yeah.
and I hate it. Anything else about this scene, or could I skip?
Just that they won't communicate with the ring or whatever. You know,
Their
it
outfits
seems
are
like,
kind of dumb, too.
yeah, I don't know. Just bad leadership all around.
The forced tension between Elrond and Galadriel makes absolutely no
It's
sense.
terrible.
Because they're really riding on the idea that he's like, again, Elrond is not wrong. Absolutely, get rid
Right.
of the rings.
Yeah.
No. But
And
the show is framing him like he's wrong. In episode 3, when he's put in charge of the mission, they literally have a musical stinger.
yeah,
Where he's the bad guy. He says, "Oh, you're going to go on the mission, but Elrond is going to be the leader." Bum, bum, dun, dun, na, na, na. He's the villain of the piece.
Gil-galad's role in there too is also super convoluted because he was mad at Galadriel for withholding information. Then he was mad at Elrond for not giving the rings over, and then all of a sudden,
The Elrond who just did treason, basically.
and then the ring just drops down the stairs, and Galadriel is allowed to wield it. And all of a sudden, he's on Galadriel's team, but then he's not on Galadriel's team because he wants Elrond to held the mission.
Which should only
I don't know.
bolster Elrond's point that you're siding with the other ring
Right.
bearer.
So, none of the motivations make any sense.
Yeah.
Gil-galad is wishy-washy going back between Galadriel and Elrond. It makes no sense.
It's all just CW drama. It's
Yeah.
manufactured tension that's
Exactly.
it's just pointless.
I mentioned in my second episode's review that I don't understand why it is they keep trying to force like realistic quote unquote tensions when for some reason it's unfathomable for these writers that people would actually do smart things and work together to solve a
Right.
problem.
Right. Yep.
I've had a few buddies from the military who are like, oh yeah, like race, gender, all that goes right out the window when you're sitting there trying to hold a position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, And then their argument is going to be, but there was drama in Lord of the Rings. What about when the drama between the
Boromir is holding. Boromir
Yeah.
held his stuff together.
Yeah, what about the
better
drama between
than Elrond and
Rohan? What about the drama between Rohan and Gondor? Huh? There was isn't that manufactured tension?
Agreed. Yeah, it's stupid
no,
because that
but-
never happened.
Yeah.
But that's my point. Is it almost every terrible decision that happens in Lord of the Rings is because of everybody who's not Tolkien. Look at what they did with what's her nuts? Arwen. Yeah, Arwen, because her life was connected to the One Ring. It's like, why does this matter?
Yeah, that part.
Why
is
force
a
the
little
drama?
silly.
It's because you have somebody who's trying to make some sort of artificial tension instead of keeping it the same consistent, like flat positive, which every one of these characters are. But for some reason, that's they just drives me nuts.
Right, but even then though, like the drama between Rohan and Gondor is done way better than this, right? And it actually makes sense historically if you're going to add that kind of stuff, right? Gondor is so focused on themselves because they're right next to Mordor, right? And so and it's redeemed in the third movie, right? When Gondor calls for aid, right, and Rohan will answer, even though Gondor didn't come help us, we're going to go help them. Like it works.
Yeah.
This is just, I don't want to be your friend anymore because you wore the same dress as me.
You were my friend. I'm your aunt.
Where was Gilgalad when the Westfold fell?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Then we have a bunch of nonsense with the Nondalf getting eaten by a tree for some reason.
Yeah,
Well, we get Bomb Tombadil.
Yeah,
Who's,
because he decided to try and break off a tree branch.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what
him too.
I don't know what extra lore and everything from Tolkien we get about Tom Bombadil, but I've always imagined him as like like a happy Irish guy.
Yeah, kind of.
He's like a crazy, happy dude, just living it up in the whatever.
I don't know why they decided to put Tom Bombadil in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
Yeah,
His one thing is nature, and there is a line that kind of explains it. Like he's there investigating because there used to be nature here, and now it's a desert. But it's Tom Bombadil. Like his character would show up. Oh, there's no trees. Okay, I'm going to leave. Like his whole personality is, he's so one-dimensional that like all he cares about is nature, so much so that he can't focus on the other the external conflicts, right? They straight up ask, hey, couldn't we give the ring to Tom Bombadil and have him take it to Mordor? Okay, and Gandalf says he would forget that he has it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he is nature personified.
Yes. He was looking for peyote.
Okay, now it makes sense.
I mean, there's some yucca there. He could be making tequila.
Bombadil got lost on his way to Burning Man.
Yeah, no, like he's not like a space cadet. He's just nature incarnate. And so his whole role in this show is teaching Gandalf magic and teaching Gandalf what his purpose is. Like there's no way that Tom Bombadil would know his own purpose, right? He would forget he was carrying the ring to Mordor. He shouldn't know what Gandalf's purpose is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So wait. So Bombadil, he's that weird old guy in the movies.
Well,
he's not in the movies.
He wasn't in the movies. Okay.
He's only in the first book.
No, he's in the first book, and then he gives the hobbits the weapons they need to destroy the.
He saves the hobbits from the Barrow Wights, which
Yes.
should only exist in the Third Age.
Yeah. I was laughing a little earlier because after I said Burning Man and I made myself laugh, I remembered that video clip of Gandalf talking to Frodo. He's like, "Sorry, I was delayed," and then it cuts over to the guy at the rave with the yo-yos, and in the Gandalf costume, just spinning them around. And it's like, oh yeah, somebody could put Tom Bombadil in there.
Yeah.
Also, look, everyone's raving about the Tom Bombadil song. It is a good song. Okay? It is a bad song for Tom Bombadil. Musically, it's impressive. It's well made. Thematically, it's horrible. It's a sad, brooding song about Tom Bombadil, and the lyrics are like, Tom Bombadil, he was so happy. So happy all the time. It's idiotic.
Yeah.
I also hate how they did this big stand-up and turnaround reveal. Like, hey, everybody should know who this character is. It's like nobody's gonna know who this character is.
Well, it's actually an interesting thing that I notice is they kind of. I mean, and this may just be trying to. I don't know if it's my lenses that I'm viewing it through or what, but it kind of seems like they're portraying him as a sort of Christ character. Like
he's holding the frame where he's holding the lamb.
Yeah, right. Like that. I was like, that is just like, it seems like they're trying to set him up as like this. Hey, this is maybe. I don't know. There was something. It felt weird, but I was like, that's just weird.
Yeah. Also, I hate how they're betraying his like absent-mindedness. It's not that he's absent-mindedless. It's just he only has one purpose and he doesn't care about anything else. But like he had the foresight to rescue these hobbits, right? Who are trapped in the woods. He rescues them, gives them sustenance, and sends them on their way. He gives them weapons too. Like he knows what's going on. He just doesn't care about external conflicts, right? And in this, he's kind of just comes off as like a bumbling fool. Like he doesn't even know what's going on. Like when he straight up just like lies to Gandalf about his wife, Goldberry. And you're like,
yeah, that was weird.
Like this isn't quirky. Like he's trying to be like, oh, I'm this quirky, fun guy, but it comes off like creepy. I'm going to send you off to this tree where you're going to get swallowed up.
I don't like that they're trying to portray Bombadil as this, like, secretive... He's somewhat testing this... Because
it's not Tom. It's not him at all.
Yeah, it came off like he knew the tree was going to swallow him, and he was just sending Gandalf...
absolutely what they're doing.
To go on this journey of discovery or some crap like that. I don't know.
But they also tell, because we'll get to it in a little bit here, but remember, they also point out that like Bombadil taught the Dark Wizard how to use magic.
Yeah.
It's like apparently. He's obvious. So it's like in hindsight, his actions seem secretive, like he's trying to test not Gandalf to see if he's more like Obi-Wan versus Anakin, you know? Yeah. It's like, why?
That's not Tom Bombadil.
Yeah. He was not invested in the goings on of the
and also what was the point of Gandalf getting sucked into the tree just to be released later? Like
I don't know.
It just there's so many things happening where we're just like, okay, but why? And there's never an answer. It's always just because magic.
Brought this tree back because they had to bring this tree back because it's the only one from the books they know.
Yeah.
Also, real quick, I want to go back to what Jared said because there are two other things there are two other moments of Christian iconography that I caught, and it kind of bugged me. First was actually way back when they killed Sauron in the First Age or whatever. When he
crucified him.
Sorry. Well, sort of. When he dies, his blood trickles down into the mountain,
Mhm.
and that's that goes
Yeah.
to a supposed situation that happened at the mount, where when Christ died and the blood soaked into the mountain, and supposedly it dripped onto the Ark of the Covenant. And then the second Christian iconography here is what
This
they
is like
pulled with Anatar.
extracurricular Christian lore.
Yeah. So it was that, and then when Anatar came out.
Yeah, where he's got wings behind him. Although,
Yeah,
I
he's
think it was
standing literally in front of heaven.
yeah, that one made sense because like he's pretending to be a messenger from the gods, right?
Yeah,
Or from God. There's only one.
the gods in this, but
no, there's only one. Well, okay, there's
the Valar specifically.
Yeah, the Valar are angels, but yeah, there's only one God in Lord of the Rings too.
Yeah, I think it's just weird though that like they would suddenly have this sort of like, you know, these sort of icons where it's like, okay, this clearly hasn't been your message, and like
At all.
it just feels really weird to be putting that message in there where you're like, wait, what is this guy? And that clearly looks very Masonic, you know, like just the way he turns around and he's like,
Wait, what are you talking about? Season 1 was filled with Christian messaging, like the Harfoots. They said nobody walks alone and nobody goes on trail and nobody is saved except through Christ. Unless you break your ankle, then you're damned for all eternity.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
last
What are you talking
episode,
about, Jared?
Demons want families.
yeah, that was weird too. The whole goblins having families thing. Wow, that was weird.
Yeah, it was something else I happened to catch, Jared. I just wanted to go back over that because it's very very inconsistent.
Yeah, that's good.
Here's one God, Iluvatar, and Muhammad is his prophet. Oh, that's a good one. Anyway, are we moving on to Poppy and Nori?
If we must.
So they got sucked up in a tornado. Like they got sucked hard. Like they flew up into the air, and apparently her head landed on a rock.
Yep. Not only that, but we learned later that it killed 2 armored men who were also sucked up in the thing, but it didn't kill 2 barefoot hobbits or Harfeet.
Yeah,
That
weird
landed-
how
I mean-
characters get smashed into rocks in this episode, and they're totally a-okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it happens again with
Yeah,
That's
the
how-
colonel.
Yeah, they yeet themselves off a cliff. Yeah.
I was talking about Estrid getting
Mark.
him slapped into the rock.
How is it that goblins and orcs can have kids, but Jared still hasn't given his mother grandchildren?
Man.
Oh, that is cold.
Start counting you now.
Oh man.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Just do what Mexican did. Circumvent the dating rule.
Yeah, the dating rule goes away once you're married. You don't have to date the 2 other women between your wife.
Yeah, exactly.
So
It was called, if you're curious, it was called the ABCDA rule. Okay. If you go on a date with girl A, you also have to go on 3 other dates with B, C, and D before you can go back to A.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like that Family Guy joke where they did the Nike commercial, and it's like, don't just have one family, have 2 families. Don't just have 2 families, have a secret gay lover. Don't just have a secret gay lover, let him walk out of your life, take his life from him. It just keeps going.
I haven't seen that episode.
Oh, that joke's great.
I'll have to look.
All right. So getting back to this utter filth monstrosity.
Right. So Nori should be
I
dead.
thought the
Poppy landed in a tree. Like she's fine.
She might be
Yeah.
Also, she's got plenty of padding.
It couldn't be a thorn bush.
So throughout this entire
I love where her feet are
series-
just sticking out. This is such an awkward shot. Go on, David. I'm sorry.
Season 1 and 2, the Harfoots have been the absolute worst.
Yeah.
They're completely uninteresting, awful characters,
Yeah,
completely unlikable, only to be outdone by the Stewards, holy crap, that steward that they meet is so ridiculously stupid and annoying.
We haven't gotten to you yet.
Cannot
Stop jumping ahead,
Okay,
David.
I'm sorry.
Look, we
I thought this
gotta.
is where they meet.
Wait. Okay. So talking about that particular part, I thought it was hilarious that she's like woken up, and she kind of comes to her senses, and then all it takes for Poppy to wake up is her yelling at her. She's like, "Hey, Poppy, get up!" And she's like, "Oh, I'm up." Instead of like
that's how it works.
You could see,
Wait, he's
like,
looking right at them.
yeah, he is. He's looking right at him.
I was like, how could you not?
I missed that.
Look, he's probably what does that look like? Maybe 30 yards, maybe 40.
Maybe, yeah.
Not 100 feet.
It can't be more than 50 yards, right? Well, okay, he's kind of small. Definitely, within the football field.
Yeah.
I'd say about 50 yards.
That's like one good Tom Brady throw.
The best part, my favorite part of this is they're like, "Oh no, they're looking for us," and then they jump down a cliff and start screaming.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
I think, and then her first line is, "I think we lost him."
Yeah, I don't know what the hell they're thinking, but like Nori is noticeably diminished in this season.
Yeah. Also, did you
Kinda
notice that she lost the olives in her hair, but Poppy still has the acorns for some reason?
I
Just
didn't
random
notice
note.
that. I'm gonna try and see if I can find the shot of them.
But yeah,
Well,
they
I think it's because they switched out her wigs.
yeah.
Also, there's this mountain that just appears behind them, and they're like, "Okay, let's jump off the cliff." I want to play it.
Oh no, there's clearly someone behind us.
They fall. This is the best part, right? I don't want to get demonetized. After they land,
You can't hear the sound.
I
so.
know. I don't want to. They'll still get me for motion, but ooh.
You got some-
Okay.
Can they
Watch.
get you for
artifacts.
artifacting?
Here we go. So they land. Did you see that?
No, what?
Okay.
What are you looking? What are we looking at specifically? The foot?
Did the ground move? Or were they landing on a pad or what? I didn't see.
Hold on. Okay. They land and look. Just watch this.
I thought, yeah. The dust. I saw that too.
Someone just throws dust over them.
There's another really badly timed thing that'll happen when we get to the Galadriel fight at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, I noticed this too.
They land and then all of a sudden, poof.
That's funny.
So dumb. Anyway.
Yep. And then that
Not
guy.
Rufio over here.
Do you know who this guy reminds me of? Is his ear? Look at his ears. Look how big and
Yeah.
gnarly his ears are. Do you know who he looks like? Have you seen Spy Kids?
No. Oh, you are so right.
He's
Holy
so
crap.
Floop's number one guy who betrays him, right?
Man, help us, save us!
Right, but then by the end, he turns the guy the bad guy, he turns him into a guy with a bunch of faces and a bunch of ears.
Yeah.
It's this.
Yeah, you're right. I have no idea why his ears are so much bigger. than-
He looks like a
the
Muppet
other
came to
stores.
life.
And-
Good evening, Adrian Fahrenheit Tips. Hope you enjoy.
Nice.
Enjoy. Tips.
Welcome to the chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, this guy was just absolutely insufferable.
Look, you can literally see, like, it looks like whoever was making these prosthetic ears, like, accidentally squeezed the clay too hard, because you can see the finger lines in his ear.
The like all of the stores, for some reason, every single one of their ears are not like seamlessly attached. They all have a separation between like on
Yeah.
the ear where they cover and the side of the head, and it drives me nuts.
I brought it up last week too that even the ears on the elves they're super bulbous for some reason. This
Elrond in particular.
Yeah.
and
Gil-galad.
Gil-galad. Their
But
ears
Gil-galad's
also got
ears
two
are
chins.
awful.
huge.
But here, you want to know is so on when you've got direct highlighting like this, it's harder to tell. But if you look in the shadows, the ear's a different color too. They couldn't even match his skin tone.
Yeah.
So anyway, so this is nobody, but he has a name, but he doesn't know what the word name means.
I guess.
So she's still got the acorns. You're saying that Nori lost hers?
Yeah,
She lost
the
her
olives in
olives in her
Nori's
hair
hair
for
are
some reason.
gone.
You're right. She did. She
Yeah.
lost her olives.
I don't know.
She probably had to eat them.
Right?
But I guess
before because you had to eat bugs.
we were wrong about them being lesbos because they're clearly trying to ship Poppy and
Yeah.
Merrimack.
sure. I don't know. Merrimack, nobody.
Who
They're
cares?
immediately giving each other goo eyes. When did she have time to put on rouge?
Well, I think it's because it'd been in the sun.
Okay. Gosh,
The
I hate
cheeks
this.
are all
I
burnt.
just can't take any of these people seriously. Is that
Stared
chest hair?
longingly at each other.
Is that chest
No.
hair?
No, I
that's
think
shirt.
it's like a macrame.
Oh, okay.
braid.
No, that's the shirt. That's okay.
Yeah.
Gross. So then he takes them. They talk, and he takes them to their very secret hideout.
I know.
Oh no, it's artifact. Oh, it's so hidden.
Oh, that's a great screenshot.
Fantastic screenshot.
There, I was trying to get to this one.
Yeah, so
All right.
apparently the stores aren't nomadic. I thought all three of the proto hobbits were nomadic until they met
No,
up and-
no. I think the only ones that were actually nomadic are the ones we haven't seen yet. I
Is
could
this
be wrong.
Middle Earth or is this Arizona?
Yeah.
It's true.
Yep.
Well, it sure isn't New Zealand because they're not allowed back there.
What's crazy is though, also like they're clearly they've made their home in these cliffs to hide from the bad guys, right? But I guess the bad guys know exactly where they live because they show up later.
Yeah, they come later. That's
But I thought
kind
it was
of
interesting, like, oh, they've built their homes down here, and then they're immediately just singing. Like, okay, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, like that wouldn't echo through the canyon and immediately give away their position.
Right, like, who doesn't know what the word name means?
Right.
It's like they're trying to be clever and world build, and it just comes off as nonsense. So say with the Tom Bombadil thing, with him like, who are you talking about? I don't hear any women. I literally canonically have an elf wife, and her name is Goldberry, and she's a smoke show. How she's going to be chubby, isn't she?
If they show
When
her at all,
when we get Goldberry, she's going to be a wretch.
probably.
She
She's
won't be a
she's
goldberry,
like-
she'll be a blackberry. Come on.
She's supposed. She's gonna. So it's ironic. I paused Amazon because I made the mistake of watching this on my TV. You can't see anything, but I paused when she was singing, and I don't know if this is the actress who's playing Goldberry, but her voice singing the music is a black woman.
I called it.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah.
Did it credit her as Goldberry in the
Yes.
yeah.
As her voice.
Okay, well, we shall see.
She's canonically just the most beautiful thing in existence.
She's supposed to be a blonde elf, right?
Yeah.
Basically, she's supposed to put Galadriel to shame.
Yeah.
So
That's why Tom Bombadil's like, yeah, I don't care. I got this.
Yeah.
so we get these stores, right?
Yeah.
What and later on they explain in the episode that the Harfoots branched off from the Stewards, correct?
Yes, apparently.
They one of them journeyed off to find the prophesied Shire.
Wait, more Christian iconography. He went to look for the land of milk and honey.
He went.
Right?
He went to find the promised land.
Also, it's ridiculous. Side note: it's ridiculous that we have prophecies about these
These people who Tolkien said
who are supposed to be unassuming and insignificant, and that's why.
And Tolkien said they didn't ever do anything significant until the Lord of the Rings books. And
That's
yet they
why
have
they
prophecies about the Shire. Here's the thing, though.
Why they worked so well to carry the ring and to go on this adventure to kill Smaug, because nobody cared about them. They were
Here's the thing.
overlooked.
Here's the thing that confuses me. So the Harfoots are offshoots from the Stewards. There's supposed to be 3 different lines that merge into the Hobbits. Whatever. Okay, so we're already breaking canon. But what doesn't make sense to me, though, is that every single Steward is black.
Not all of them.
Well, they had the leader of the
90% of them
was black too.
90% of them are black, and yet half of the Harfoots are white. So I don't know what happened. If there was, I don't think we can believe the story that they left of their own volition, but I think there was a little bit of a race war between the hobbits. I hate this stupid hat, by the way. It looks ridiculous.
Is that shawl in the back part of the hat that goes all the way down? It's like
it looks like a little thing that's attached to her hair. But
Yeah,
I was talking about this little book for a hat thing.
No, it looks like the same thing. It's a book hat and then a cloak, like a rag cloak that goes down the whole body that's attached to the hat. It looks like the same thing that she's wearing in the back. It's just yellow.
Either that or it's the world's biggest bookmark.
Yeah, the Harfoots have been wandering for 40 years, yes. In the desert. Too much hindsight in this one. So much of the issues from the Hobbit film was from hindsight in Lord of the Rings. I'm not 100% sure what you're trying to say here. But too much backstory maybe? I don't know. Anyway, they're all there's a
okay. Look at that ear, though.
There's a store with Down syndrome, by the way.
Oh,
look at that.
Hey,
he's white.
Yeah,
he's not a
the
store. He's a stir.
Let me see if I can get a better screenshot of him. Let me pull this.
My gosh,
it's really hard to because it's an hour-long episode. It's hard to thumb through it without pressing play, and then I'm gonna get copyrighted. So here we go. It's right
You also
there.
noticed it. You're probably not playing it on Amazon, but when you're playing it on Amazon and you rewind, it always has certain points that it goes back to when it rewinds. It's awful. I hate it. Anyways,
here we go.
That's the side.
Okay, so there's one white kid, 2 white kids,
2 white kids,
but
Couple
90%
Navajo
of these,
kids,
they're all
black kids.
I like how the black store is like, man, screw this.
Maybe some Asian in there. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Too much knowing of the Lord of the Rings was an issue. Right. They were just trying. It wasn't.
Right.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. I would agree.
Yes. It was too much. It was trying to tie itself to the movies too much, and not just be its own thing.
Right.
But yeah, there are several ties. But they bring in Legolas and.
Yeah, Legolas shouldn't have been there. All the extra stuff with the necromancer that was Sauron.
Yeah, silly stuff. What is she holding? It's a guy on a horse.
yeah, puppet.
Okay, she's talking about the bad boys.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. So we're not supposed to call this woman by her name, right?
Apparently.
Her outfit is so ridiculous.
Also, what a stupid haircut. She's got 6 afros.
You're right. It's like 6 individual afros.
Like I don't wait. Who thought any of these costumes were a good idea?
Yeah. She's got a mangled ear too. Like what?
Yeah.
Must run in the family.
No, seriously, it
Holy
looks like
crap.
the guy's face made out of clay from Spy Kids. Also, I was thinking about this the other day because my son asked me how come there aren't more Spy Kids movies because he just watched all 3 of them and loves them. And I was like, you know what they should do? They should absolutely do a Spy Kids like 6 or because they did a time travel one with Joel McHale.
I didn't know about that.
I think so. I think there's 4. They should do like a Spy Kids 5, but the kids are just grown up, but it's still called Spy Kids.
Heck
And you know what I would pay all of the money for? Agent Cody Banks 3.
Oh yes,
Right, but still treat the movie like it's a teen action movie.
Yeah.
But he's grown up and he's binge drinking and
That would be hilarious.
and he's like imagine someone trying to play like a straight Bond character in a kids movie.
Yeah.
It would be so funny.
I actually think I heard that they were going to do another Spy Kids movie. I don't know if they were going to be a grown up or whatever, but I think
That would be cool.
There is the 4th one is with Joel McHale and different kids, and it's about time travel. But
Yeah. The first 2 were pretty good. They were
Machete is technically a spinoff of Spy
Yeah.
Kids. With Danny Trejo.
That's a hell of a ramp in tone.
Yeah. Definitely.
Anyway,
Oh, I love that we just keep getting distracted on these side tangents.
there's so many more interesting things to talk about. Gosh, this outfit is. Oh,
Afros growing afros.
Yeah.
it is. It's got little red ones on top too.
Yeah. There's another one of those ridiculous
Those little
book
booklets.
hats with a tail on the end again.
So what was the point of this scene? It just ends with, "Oh, you have the same last name as me." Is that?
No, this is before that. This
she's
is
last namist.
this is
She's
when
gonna
they-
kick him out.
Oh,
She's gonna say,
nothing.
"Sorry, we're gonna leave you behind." And but we're Harfoots. No one gets left behind. And she says, "We're not Harfoots. We're Stewards. So we can leave behind anyone."
You don't have to break an ankle. We'll do it for you.
And then it ends. Oh, there's so many afros on. Okay. And then there's that book hat too, but it ends. The tension ends because they both have a mom named Martha, right? Where did you learn that name?
Why'd you say that name?
Where did you say Barrows? Where did you hear that name Burrow?
We're Harfoots. That's what we do.
Yeah,
Oh
we
no!
just-
Sorry, we're skipping ahead. This one ends with "What evil sorcerer?" Which is a great
Did she
question.
lose her acorns?
No, they're on the right side of her head.
Other
though.
side?
So,
Okay.
Yeah, they're covered by her. So this scene ends with an excellent question from Poppy, where she says, "What do you mean, an evil wizard?" Because there aren't any.
Yeah.
Not
There aren't
until
any evil
Saruman.
wizards until Saruman.
Yep. And so if this is supposed to be Saruman, again, it breaks all sorts of canon because he's supposed to be a good wizard until Lord of the Rings happens, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
But
because he's
He
wants to
is
win
he's in his star.
Right. So this has got to be one of the blue wizards that just disappears and we don't really know much about. Apparently,
But they were good. They were all good. The theory that I've heard is that this is Saruman, and they have a battle, and his memory gets wiped
oh my gosh,
and becomes good.
that's gonna be so ridiculous if that happens.
Nice. I like it.
Saruman.
Yeah, one of
Saruman
the blue
did
wizards
not.
went south. One of them went east to Rune. So if it isn't the one blue wizard that's supposed to be in this area,
Right.
2,000 or 3,000 years from now, then it's probably Saruman.
Yeah. They're sure making it out like it's going
It's
to be.
gotta be.
Saruman, but
He's got the beard, and Saruman.
it just doesn't make any sense.
Somehow Saruman forgot.
Oh, but he still goes back to it. He still goes back to serving Sauron later.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta know why they wear the masks.
Okay, I gotta say though, this
Do
is
you
a
want to
cool-
know where I got this mask?
It's true. It's true. But this is a cool design. I think this is really cool.
I don't
I like
hate the design of these guys. No, I think it's it's fine.
This guy's fine. I don't like the one guy that
sidekick?
has like a hummingbird beak or whatever.
Yeah,
But
I
again,
mean,
I don't think they scream Lord of the Rings though. I think it's a cool design for a different show. I don't think it looks
you know what they look like?
Mad Max. I don't know.
I would
Looks like
100% take these for Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
Okay,
This is
Yeah.
a much better design for
maybe
the
maybe Death Eaters from Harry
No.
Potter.
for
No?
Well, shoot, what having a total mind fart. What are they
Are we doing this
the
again?
the bug soldiers?
Oh, right. The
The
Oh, we're doing this again.
I'm blanking on the name. What the hell?
Is it just letters?
it's a bunch of letters.
Carapace armor. Yeah.
you guys missed some.
You guys really should watch last week's show. I forgot J.K. Rowling's name
so hard.
twice.
Oh, I was dying for like
J.K.
20
Rowling,
minutes. It's like you can do it, buddy. It's just letters.
10 minutes apart. I was trying to remember her name for about 5 minutes,
Sean
and I
Chan.
finally remembered it. And literally 5 minutes later, I went to make a joke, and J.K. Rowling was going to be the butt of the joke, and I forgot her name again.
Nicely done.
I was sick. I was very, very sick. Okay.
That was great.
Yeah, no,
it's- it's like
these look
3
more
hours,
like
3 minutes.
this guy looks more like the Sean Chan than the
Yeah.
Sean Chan look like the Sean Chan in Wheel of Time.
And again,
Yeah.
it's still not carapace armor, but
Right.
the design of it looks, you know,
Cool.
more bug-like, especially the mouth. thing
The
or
ears in the
whatever.
show are unbelievably bad. Gilgalad, yeah, we've been talking about it.
Yep.
Gilgalad, all of these stores, their ears look mangled and weird. 100% agree.
The elves look way too
You're-
thick.
you're
and
preaching
all
to the choir.
look mangled.
This guy also looks like the assassin from Hellboy.
Okay.
Oh, I need to rewatch those.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I don't know who you're talking about.
At the beginning, he's the wind
I
up assassin with the tonfa blades.
I'll need to rewatch it. I don't remember.
Yeah. You'll see
been a
immediately.
long
what I'm
time.
talking about.
There we go. Okay. Don't worry, I will find them again. I lost them. And then we get the tree.
Then he
More Bomb Tombadil.
grabs him from the tree and tells him that his destiny is to fight Sauron and the Dark Wizard, who may or may not be Sauron.
Then he's just
Saruman, whatever.
100% gaslighting him here, pretending like he doesn't have a wife.
Yeah, that was weird.
I just don't understand what they're going for. I hate this characterization of Tom Bombadil. There were a couple things that I did like. I liked when he lit the candle and all the other ones lit. And when he sneezes and the fire blows up. I think those were nice touches. I just wish the character was good.
Yeah.
But like, there's so many things like this where like he's right in the spotlight, right? So there's so many things where I'm like, they're trying to get this Masonic sort of. It's very heavy, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
we can
very
go back
weird.
to the tree real fast, the way he pulls Gandalf
Yeah, that
out
was weird.
of the tree, that effect drove me nuts because
Yeah,
he's just
it looked
kind of like
Weird.
blocking the view of the tree, looking past the camera, trying not to look into it, and then he like reaches his hand underneath him when the actor like tugs on his shoulder, and then he pulls him straight out. Like this whole effect is just weird to me.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's
No,
already pulled
that's after.
him out.
Yeah, so
Get out of here.
he talks to the tree, and then
He says, "Let my people go."
Like a Kleenex. Yeah, basically. So he just like reaches in.
So
Yeah.
Gandalf is just crouching behind the camera, right?
Yeah, basically behind him, and then he just yanks him out.
Artifacting.
Yeah.
See how he like awkwardly kind of tries to stand up a little to make it
Yeah.
seem
Because they
like he's
didn't
being
want to.
pulled downward.
They didn't want to do CGI on the tree again.
Uh-huh.
They're like, oh, let's just block the view, reach behind you, and grab him out.
The metal
Minimal
masks must
CGI
be
required.
boiling in the desert. Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure. Didn't think about that. Yep. Hate everything about this.
Like a Kleenex. What is that? I
I don't remember what that.
I don't know what you're referring to. It was something we already moved on from. Okay, so then we gaslighting.
Comment about how he pulled Gandalf out of the
Oh
tree.
yeah, like got it.
Yeah.
He turns the map into a piece of bread.
And then they eat the map.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a piece of paper.
That's the map he's been following.
Okay, I was super confused on that because I thought he had the map, and then I'm like, oh, I guess he just has bread.
Pull him out of the tree.
I did not
sorry.
catch that.
I was thinking about masks. I forgot we were still on the still of the tree. I should have got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. He turns it into bread. Sorry, we're getting artifacting. I need to download a better version of this, I guess.
Also, just one more thing that really bugs me. How was it so hard to give him a blue and yellow outfit? Like the comic.
It's
or
in the
like
song.
book.
It's literally in the song that they made.
Yeah.
Like it
There's
just
his
it
blue
flabbergasted
Well, he's got a
me
blue
that
cloak
this
in the
isn't,
background.
like,
He's just not going to wear it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have yellow shoes either, yeah. Or maybe, do they look yellow? No,
No.
they don't.
If they add any more of a yellow hue to the coloring, maybe.
They're kind of yellowish leather, but lightish brown leather.
That's brown. That's brown, David. What's my purpose? Well,
Oh, there's the lamp.
And here's the iconography of him being basically God on Earth.
Yeah.
which is absolutely what he's not supposed to be. Like,
Right.
someone even asked Tolkien, like, hey, we didn't really get to him in the story, but is there more to this Tom Bombadil guy? Like, who is he really? Is he an Istar? Is he something? What is he? And Tolkien says, there's not really an answer, and I like the mystery, essentially.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
And he was specifically asked, if I'm not mistaken, is he...
He says, I don't want to
God.
answer that question.
And he said no.
He's just an enigma.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think that's why it works best. Is he's basically just nature personified, because he doesn't care about the trifles of men, and
Right.
that's best exemplified by the ring. Because he just puts it on, it doesn't affect him. He takes it off. He's like, whatever, and just tosses it.
Yeah.
He's got all the stars and prophecies mapped out on his roof, and somehow knows all of the world politics that are going on so that he can guide Gandalf. He's absolute backwards
And I bet he's
character.
a Sagittarius.
No, he's a Leo. Come on. That's the only one I remember. That's why I chose Leo. I'm sorry. If you take astrology seriously, I can't take you seriously. What's my sign?
Here's your sign.
It's a big middle finger is what it is.
I saw a good joke on Twitter the other day. It was like somebody was just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that my friend is dying, and I can't believe that they're shifting everything over. And she was a Pisces, and I can't believe she has to go through chemo now." And then the friend's like, "Oh, so she identifies as a Cancer now?"
That's good.
So horrible.
That's so bad, but it's so good.
So horrible.
Okay. Enough Tom Bombadil. We get Barrow Whites, which you know
Yeah.
how I think we should compare this scene to Fellowship of the Ring with the swamp monster, right? They get to the gates of Moria and they're trying to figure out a mystery, and you're like, oh, we can't get in. We have to solve this riddle, and so the party is stalled, and gradually, the music gets darker, things start getting spooky, and you realize, oh, we're in a dangerous place, and it makes it interesting because, hey, they're stuck on this riddle, that they need time to figure out, and now they're running out of time because something spooky is going on. And it's a big monster that they have to fight. It's an action set piece. It's fun, but it serves the plot, it serves the story, it moves the story on. Mm-hmm. This one, they're going through the woods. We cut to Elrond and his party, and the score says, "It's time to be scared now." It's
not,
just like,
not only that, but Galadriel
hey guys,
said, "Hey, something bad is this way. We shouldn't go this way." And
hey
then,
guys,
right.
this is the spooky scene. Rather than having them walk through the forest and slowly realize they're in a bad spot, they just tell you, hey, they're in a bad spot, and we're going to do a spooky, scary scene now. Like, it's just so poorly executed.
Yeah.
This is comedy gold. I have never seen a funnier moment in any movie ever.
When they immediately kill off the black guy.
They killed the black guy by putting him in chains.
Amazon, do better. Okay, you can cast a black elf with an email. You can gender swap a beloved Hobbit character with a phone call. Okay, and you choose to kill off a leading black elf in a horror scene. Do better, Amazon.
Don't you love how the ghost of the southern region happened to throw the black guy in chains and then tracked him to his death? And they didn't. And mind you, this is a golden opportunity they could have done. They could have had the black elf like cut the chain and save the white elf. Like, they didn't do that. No, they're just like, kill the brother. Who cares?
Amazon's so racist. What's the over under on the mask guys? What's the over under on them all being white?
I doubt it.
Because they're the only characters that are supposed to be black.
I did look at the credit thing for Amazon, and the main mask guy is played by a black character.
Oh, really? Okay, good.
Yeah,
good on Amazon.
I thought I recognized the voice. I'm like, wait, who is that? But
I guess that makes up for for killing off the black elf.
So I did think, like Jared, you said the design for the Barrow Whites looked.
Oh, I
will give them that.
The dark elf that was played by, who was it? Sinbad? Is that who?
No, God, no.
Who was it? It was
Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon. Wasn't it? I'm positive it was Nick Cannon.
I don't remember. I saw that movie once.
Or was it one of the brothers from
David, you're such a liar. David, we checked that movie out from Blockbuster at least 100 times.
You might have watched it.
Are you kidding? It's Marlon Wayans.
Yeah. It's one of the. I
it's
thought
Marlon
so.
Wayans
From the scary movies.
Sinbad is in some other movie I was talking about recently, but
Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, Jingle All the Way. That's the one. Yeah, it's a Wayne brother. He wasn't an elf.
Are you sure? I thought, or because I know he was a friend with the main character, but I don't remember.
Oh, he was a thief, wasn't he? Okay, that's pretty racist. Oh, okay. Here's.
I steal shit. Oh no.
Here's why you're confused. It's because he wore a hat the entire movie, and it looked like this.
Oh.
So, do better, Albert.
I love that they cropped out the top of the hat so his fro could come out.
Yeah. I love that movie. David, you watched it so many times with me.
I don't remember.
We loved it. It was so great. Such a funny movie.
I get that one confused with the other role-playing one with Tom Hanks that was absolutely awful.
No, that one's terrible. I watched that once.
Yeah.
That one's
it's not Dungeons and Dragons. What is it?
it's called
it was anti Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, it was the satanic scare thing where they're saying, "Oh, Dungeons and Dragons will lead your kids to suicide. It was Mazes and Monsters.
Mazes and Monsters. That's what it was. Yeah.
Clearly not a Dungeons and Dragons ripoff. Yeah, that was Tom Hanks. No. Yeah, it was the Jeremy Irons plays the bad guy in the Dungeons and Dragons movie, and he just is having so much fun. Joe versus the Volcano. Now that's a different one. That's a different one.
That's a fun, ridiculously stupid movie. But
a great movie. And then there was Darkness Falls. Yeah, I don't know why you're bringing that up, but we did love that movie.
Darkness Falls is fantastic.
It's
cheesy,
best.
But fantastic.
Look, okay, the climax of that movie is the good guy lights his arm on fire and punches a ghost in the face.
Punches the Tooth Fairy ghost in the face.
Punches the Tooth Fairy in the face. You can't get a better ending than that. Okay?
Yeah. Was it Darkness Falls? Isn't that the one in where like the thing will kill you if the light goes out?
So you have to stay in the light.
Yeah,
it can only move in the darkness, and it will kill you if you see it. So when you lose your tooth, your first tooth, you're supposed to keep your eyes closed, because if you peek, you'll get murdered by the Tooth Fairy. It's so good.
Because that's the one that had the actress who played Anya from Buffy, right?
I don't remember.
I will look.
Yeah, look it up. I've been doing too many Googlings. Yeah. Okay, so we get barrel whites. It's time for spooky now. There's spooky.
I was right.
Okay. They found the horses of their mess, and they found the message.
Oh, I missed that. It was dark. I couldn't see what the hell was going on.
I know. This show is so
back to the bad color grading.
Yeah,
it's the lighting too, though. Like there's no contrast.
Yep. Back to roots.
Black guy just immediately gets crunched.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can. Oh, this is my favorite part, and let's play this.
Yeah, so much for the
there we go.
Great, awesome warrior girl boss that is Galadriel failing this one.
Yeah, well, she makes up for it in the end of the episode.
Yeah, she girl bosses so hard.
Okay, so black guy gets put back in chains.
Okay, that was horrible.
Gets pulled in. Galadriel doesn't have grip strength.
Don't blame him. It's Amazon did this.
Galadriel
Amazon also made it so that the black guy runs really fast in The Boys. Okay.
Oh my god.
So Galadriel doesn't have any grip strength. She fails him. And then my favorite part is she's the only one to pull out her sword.
Yeah.
And then we get this money shot from the trailer. Okay.
Oh, the Avengers.
Watch. She pulls out her sword and just does this awful, completely useless stance. And everyone else is just standing there looking at this ghost zombie until she says, "Get ready." And then everyone decides to pull out their swords. Okay.
They're all surrounded.
I needed to wait for your command.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
Seriously.
Ugh.
Yeah. And then
I didn't realize it was time to pull out our weapons.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad that Galadriel told me to do so.
The fight scene itself was kind of dumb. It's
dumb.
Stabbing them and they disapparate and then apparate again because they didn't.
The effects look phenomenal. The barrel whites look awesome.
Amazing. That is the best. This is the best part of this show.
Out of two seasons,
the best scene.
If it isn't the sweeping shot of the War of Wrath, it's this.
Yeah.
And that's where all that went, because that's why they pulled Gandalf out of a tree like a Kleenex.
Yeah. Yeah. They didn't have the budget because they blow it all on this one scene.
I like
but
how
yeah,
she tells
I think it's fucking
the other archer, hold your fire, don't shoot it. Like, well, look, it's not effective, but it was stalling them, right? They had
Right.
to put themselves back together, but she
and
tells
that's
her
what they
not
do
to
for
shoot.
the rest of the fight scene is they
She has
still
to tell
fight.
her not to shoot her arrow, and then the next scene is her attacking with her sword. Like,
Yeah.
Well, but here's the thing: she said not to shoot because the people were behind that one, so they were literally shooting at the people behind them.
That was not
I
apparent.
don't think that that's true.
Yeah, that's how I saw it.
Okay, let me play this off screen. real
That's
quick.
not when. I mean, they could have done that as in that's when the guy got shot, but he got shot later from the orc.
Yeah, no,
No,
That
don't
was
even bring up
funny.
that scene.
That was just
Oh my
so
gosh.
funny.
Or we're
He
jumping
gets, he gets randomly shot.
Everyone quiet. He's got an arrow in his gut. and the hard cut to it too. It's like no
Yeah.
one heard it. And we just hard cut to him just crap.
Oh god.
Did we skip over the part where the masks appear at the
Masks?
stores, or have
Well,
not
we still
gotten
got
there?
to
No,
see
not yet.
Elrond figure
Sorry.
out how to kill these things.
I'm
which
trying
he
to
discovers.
I'm trying to verify this, but I can't just play it on screen.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it
so
is.
they
It goes through his face, and
Yeah.
then it, like,
hold on. They're in a circle though. They're all like to each other's backs. They try a couple stabs and they just regenerate and it's not working.
Well, then
Okay.
another guy gets grabbed though, and
Yeah.
Okay.
and
I'm
someone.
I'm
I
getting
think
there.
is it Galadriel or is it
Elrond goes to-
Elrond that
yeah.
jumps in and
Here.
cuts the chain?
So they're
Yes.
still in a circle though, and then she goes to shoot and Galadriel says, "No,
Yeah.
don't shoot," but she shoots anyway. Okay, you're right. Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
Jared's right.
There's a guy
For
behind
once,
like,
Jared's
people
right.
are right behind him.
You're right. Okay, so that scene
I
does
don't
make
know-
sense now.
I don't
She didn't
know
want
how
it to go
he's
through and
not
hit.
so far
She didn't want
separated
friendly
from the
fire.
group, though. Why is he so far separated from the rest of them?
It doesn't make sense. Yeah,
Anyways,
Jared.
okay.
Jared got it right. Scene's not as cringy as it could be, even though you still can't see any of this.
Yeah,
And then
did not
Elrond
like that, 'cause it was
opens
hard
up
to
the.
not understand what's happening.
What's great? He opens up the crypt where Galadriel almost gets sucked into the same crypt that he opens up. So it's weird that there was one hiding in there, sucking people up, but he was also able to pull out the weapons. And also, they only opened one of the crypts, and it had enough weapons to kill all of the barrow wights, even though presumably they were all buried in different barrows.
Yeah,
So
I don't know. Dude, this Machina.
he's the lore master, and he knows how to kill. Here's the thing.
Is he the
He
one?
says,
that says it's
he says,
Barrow Wights, or is it-
according to the lore, so there's lore about these things
Yeah,
that, and then in the next scene, they explain why they exist. And he says, this is a new thing that Saruman has awoken across the land. So there shouldn't be any lore about them, right?
that's a very good point. I mean, I assumed it was like they were awakening again. They had been awakened in the past or something. But
No, he said, but these have been buried for 1,000 years. While
Yeah.
Sauron is doing
You're right.
his.
I did not
seed
catch that.
magic.
illogical plot there.
And then we finally get more Arondir, and
This was a hard cut too.
boy,
Yeah.
oh
Because
boy,
the last thing we saw with them is Isildur's like, oh no, where's Theo? But then
And
we
now-
hard cut to them looking
so
for Theo. Like, wow.
so Isildur went back to the village, said, "Hey, they got Theo," and convinced all of the village to wander in where no one was willing to go because there were bad guys in it. And now there's a bad that's even bigger than the bad because it killed the bad guys, and they're suddenly willing to go into the forest now and look for Theo, the most useless, has done absolutely nothing this entire show character. They're all concerned about Theo because he's the main character, and so the whole village is willing to look for him. And then Gandalf realizes it wasn't bad guys, it was trees. Oh, this is the best scene. Oh, there's a guy over there. It's just an arm.
It's a torch that's been planted in the ground.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that hand would be holding up that
Yep.
torch.
Exactly.
Yeah, seriously.
Also, real
It's
convenient.
the
that
arm
person
is
didn't
still
scream.
holding up the torch.
Yeah. And nobody screamed.
Yep.
Nobody made any noise. That Ent rolled a 100 on that stealth check because
Right.
not a sound, not a peep. And there's a footprint.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's roots growing through him.
Yeah.
Yes, the Barrow Whites should not exist until the Third Age, according to the lore. They have the audacity. They have the audacity to give Elrond the line, according to lore.
According to this lore that I pulled out of my butt.
Wait, okay, so they leave the woods again?
Mm-hmm.
They go into the woods, and then they leave the woods, and then they go back in later? Why was this conversation even a thing? Oh, so he could fix the aqueduct so they could get water, and so that she could cheat on her husband.
Betrothed. They're not.
I don't even understand. Why did they go back? So they could capture her. Because she's a tricky. Oh, gosh. This part was just so dumb. I'm just skipping it. Blah, blah, blah. We gotta find the trees. I'm following the petals to the Ents.
Yeah, the handful of petals that people just happen to sprinkle out in the middle of the.
But the reason that they were bringing the girl is because she knew because they found out she was a traitor. So she knows where the bad guys are camping. But they already know that the bad guys have been captured by the Ents.
If that also wasn't the most elven thing that Arendir has actually done, because he caught the wound on her back, under her hair.
Yeah, but if they've already seen that the bad guys have been killed and captured, so why would her knowing where the bad guys are be important if we already know they've been moved?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out this whole bad guy.
None of it. It's just so badly plotted.
And then later they free him, and they're all of a sudden be like, "Oh, welcome back!" Like there was no consequences of being like, "Oh, you guys are bad."
Right. Well, Theo is the only good character here.
Yeah, and why they didn't attack him? It's like
her husband is lumped up with all of the other bad guys that were captured by the Ents. They better not have butchered my boy Treebeard. Oh, baby, they did. They did. We got some Ents. Okay, but first we got a little...
I was going to say, it's not Treebeard, so at least they didn't do that.
First we got a little snake. We got a quicksand, a classic quicksand scene where she gets to prove her loyalty by bringing a stick.
And I was totally expecting them to do like a whole like Princess Bride thing where he's like, and like come out with it.
They get sucked in, she gets a stick, and instead of them popping out, it's a big snaky snake.
Yep.
And
this pissed me off because you're telling me that Isildur didn't say something has me. These pincers didn't immediately like sever his leg. Nothing.
They both got swallowed whole, so that you could pop out from the belly. Oh yay! Because I've never seen anything like that before ever. It's never been done in cinema. That doesn't look like the kind of beast that swallows things whole either.
Yeah, I was thinking.
So we got Arondir even blacker than before, and Isildur is a happy camper, and now they've proven that she's loyal. She's proven her loyalty by saving them.
Also,
and then in the next scene, she betrays them.
Let's also not forget that for some reason, this is one of the nameless things. It's supposed to be miles and miles under the ground.
What's the name of this thing? It doesn't have a name. We shall call it lunch. I actually kind of liked that name. That line was actually pretty good. I'll give him that. That was a well-written line, and his delivery was pretty good. That's the one thing I've liked this episode. Oh gosh, this woman. What is this outfit?
I don't know. Everything about the Harfoot, like nothing about the Harfoot at all needs to happen. Is that
he gets tied up too? He gets tied up too.
Wait! Is that the seam on the foot? Look at the ankle. Look at
that looks like a bracelet or something.
I hope that is. Otherwise, the seam came apart for the prosthetic.
Yeah, I think she has an ankle.
Yeah, that looks intentional.
I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, we get Entwives. There's Entwife. There's one Entwife in this episode, and she looks awful.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the Ents are better off without them.
the special effects on the Ents look better in the Lord of the Rings movies, which are, how old are they now?
23.
Also, they're
23 years old.
They're talking way too fast.
Yeah, they talk real fast. Here's the prophecy.
Way
the prophecy of the Shire. Stupid. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Bad guys show up. And
slaps her and then picks her up.
Okay, look. So they do this scene in particular.
Right.
Terrible forced perspective. Right before it does a decent job with them coming in the foreground. Right here, yeah. So just hit play. So this is fine. They're big. There's small people in the middle.
Yep.
Okay, this is good too. Say you can see the perspective. They're tiny. They're big. Well,
I feel like they should be a little bit smaller.
They should be smaller. You're right. But then
they should be smaller, except you can see the detail of the ground has been zoomed in.
Now watch this. Yeah,
back to the wide shot.
Now all of a sudden they're shooting down at an angle like they're huge compared to them, right?
Yep,
don't. Yeah, and then this part pisses me off. Play it and pause it really right there. Look,
you can't see his feet. You can't see his feet. Those are his ankles.
Yeah, those dudes are on stilts.
Yep.
And the one guy has a long arm. The guy that slapped him has like a prosthetic arm. The other guy that's next to him is on stilts and he has short arms. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah. Okay. So what?
So
let's measure here. That's about.
That's
about four mouse length, 3 to 4 mouse lengths in difference.
Yeah. Even they're not tall. You can see that they're taller, but they're not tall enough. And then here,
they're like towering over.
And then right here, oh my gosh, it's so bad. You can tell this other dude next to him that's not slapping him. He has regular sized arms, but he's just up on stilts. He's just a dude on stilts.
You're right.
And then the other guy, he's on stilts and he has a prosthetic arm to make his arms longer.
Why?
It looks so bad.
Oh my gosh, he has fake arms.
Yeah.
Oh wow, look at that. Yeah.
Isn't that ridiculous?
I'm surprised that you caught that detail because I can't see anything in this shot.
Right? I had to rewind it like 5 times, and the freaking Amazon, whenever you rewound it, it jumped back.
And then when she falls, you can't even see his feet.
Look,
they covered it with a rock.
He's on freaking stilts with a prosthetic arm. His arm goes way down to, and then the other dude right next to him has regular sized arms.
We did this.
We didn't even
so much better, seamlessly.
Yeah.
23 years ago, and now with all of the special effects money and seriously, it's crazy how far we've progressed special effects in the last 20 years. We are capable of doing things they couldn't even imagine back then.
Not only that, but it's
insane the technology that we have, and yet we've lost all of the skill.
Yeah,
that's what I mentioned.
But they can't even stay consistent
it's not
with
a
their
question
own.
of money. It's a question of skill and the talent behind everything.
Or at least giving talent time. Right. Like
exactly.
it's the people that are. it's the producers that are screwing up these scenes, right? Choosing to do these horrible practical effects. Like there are people who know how to do forced perspective, and I don't blame the special effects artists at all, because you can only polish a turd so much, right?
Yeah.
And often it's these people are just not given enough time.
Yeah, go ahead, David. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Wait a minute, this is Lord of
I'm
the
done.
Rings?
It was dumb.
Okay.
Yeah, he was done. Like,
Terrible
Okay,
force
yes.
perspective.
yeah, I don't blame the effects artists, but
Oh yeah,
I mean,
I'm sure.
I
they've
blame
got,
I blame whoever's doing the forced perspective for sure.
Yeah.
Well, remember too, because because they bragged about the fight between Galadriel and the Númenórean cadets. They bragged about that
Yeah.
being filmed over the course of one day.
Like, yeah, it shows.
It's like they trained.
It's not something to brag about.
Yeah, they trained for like a day or two prior to get used to the motions and everything, but the actual filming only took like one day for them to do that shot, and they did it in only like 5 or 6 takes or whatever it took to get the camera angles, and then that was it. They called it a day, and they put it in the show, and it's just like, why?
Yeah, you're right. They didn't do a good job of matching the detail on the ground here. It's a blurry because it's further away with the Harfoots.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think what
this
they
is
did
this is
here-
one of the better shots. This looks pretty good.
And see, that one, they look taller than they did in the previous.
Yes.
The identical shot.
Yep. Because they were moving in that shot, David. And this is harder. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 or 5 mouse lengths.
Yeah, this
Like
is
my
probably one of
sights.
the better. This is probably one of the better forced perspective shots, because they also have a few objects there for scale too. Because like you have the bucket in the foreground.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
Like I said,
and the one
it's
guy is closer
super
to the camera,
inconsistent.
and the dude who
That's
slaps
also
her.
the bucket is also covering the seam.
Right.
Yeah, probably it's probably hiding a detail.
It's
Well, because
hiding
that's where this is going to be closer to the camera. So this is covering the ledge between the two shots.
Probably.
Yeah,
The rest they're probably just merging with VFX.
That's why it's so inconsistent. You have shots like this, and like, okay, that kind of works. And the shot with them walking in and the Harfoots are in the background, that looked good too. But then,
she's looking past him.
Yeah.
yeah,
Look,
that's something
she's-
that's really hard to get with.
She's
force
She's
about-
looking right past them.
looking-
The camera line is right there in the middle on that shelving. So there's the two guys in the background.
Yeah.
To our right of them is that like angled wooden bracket. That's her line of sight.
Yeah.
She looks right over the top of them.
Yeah, they don't get it consistent. But
And
it
what
seems
is
like
he-
this, the same thing happened with
about this.
last season too, because there
Is he-
were
is he
some
looking-
shots in last season that looked decent, and then there were some of them like we analyze here that were just absolutely awful. And then people online, like there was a Corridor Digital analyzed some of the scenes, and they only picked the good ones. They're like, "Oh, look, it looks so amazing." I'm like, just watch another like 3 seconds, because it just completely destroys all of your arguments that you were saying.
Yeah.
It's just the cherry picking for the examples of what
Yeah.
looks good in this show is just so egregious.
Yeah, I love Corridor Digital. You can learn a lot from them, but they really play nice when it took. They were really unwilling to criticize. Like their whole thing used to be let's make fun of bad CGI, and it's quickly transitioned to let's praise good CGI.
Yeah,
Like
they're
it's
doing
been a
that.
long time since they've made fun of bad stuff, and they only just barely made fun of the Acolyte. After its cancellation, they finally came out and said,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, let's show some of the bad the lightsaber effects now." Now that it's okay, now that that's inside.
Yeah, now that it's
the,
been confirmed that it's okay to kind of take a dump on it.
Speaking of forced perspective, though, they just did do another episode where they talked about the forced perspective in Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
The Overton window. That's what I was trying to think of.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Honey, I Shrunk the Kid is fantastic.
No, not they did Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, and there were some stuff in there. This was before they could do a lot
Oh,
of
they did
visual effects.
crazy forced perspective with that one, yeah.
Yeah, and it was great.
And a
Anyway,
bunch of
that was-
Texas switches and stuff.
Yeah,
Is the guy in the foreground looking at her tits?
Probably.
I think
Because
that's the line.
because the line of sight's off, yeah.
yeah.
That is where he's staring. Do better, Amazon. Come on. Look, she's looking right. You pointed out this line. She's
Yeah.
looking over their heads, and he is looking down on her, man.
And where's the dude in that slaps her looking? He's just staring off past everybody.
I don't know. Anyway, they buried the elf. What else was in the scene? Was it important at all?
They buried that elf with the receipt.
Oh,
This is when he said, I can't trust you or anything that comes from the ring or whatever.
Yeah.
and then they saw the army coming.
They heard the drums.
We
Because, yes, the orcs that should be trying to keep as low a profile as possible in enemy territory are
Sneaking
banging war drums,
sneaking
burning
to a
trees.
region. With,
Yeah.
can you hear the orkies drumming the songs that orkies do?
Yeah. But the Lord of the Lash says, nay, nay, nay.
Okay, so he unchains her, and then she immediately betrays him, even though she proved her loyalty in the previous scene.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she's
It's such a
broken
weird. It
her
was like,
chains.
I guess the gig's up. I'm like, no, you can still come up with. Anyway, yeah.
Gosh, I just
Autism.
Yep, that explains it.
okay. Then we get the ants. It was her. She just gets smacked into the side of a cliff,
Yeah.
into a rock. She
should have lost a stock like Smash Bros. How she is still alive after that one. I just don't accept it.
Let's see if I can get the shot. Okay. Boo. Oh, it's good. Oh, baby. Okay. Ready. So good. Put the sword down. Trees don't like swords.
Put the
Here we
sword
go.
down now.
This is so great. Boom.
Yep.
Yeah, that
Broke
would
her
have
back, right?
punctured some lungs.
Oh, baby. I love it. This show's great. I don't know what you guys are complaining about. More, please. More of this. This is the ant wife we were talking about that you were scared of. Yes, we get an ant wife. Oh my gosh. I cannot stand this. Ugh. Let's see if we can get her talking. Where's the close up of her face? Was it?
I think there's two of them. Oh yeah, see, there's another
yeah,
one.
there's an ant and an ant wife.
Yeah.
And I don't like either of them. Okay, here's them talking.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah,
so
I thought
much.
it was all right. I didn't have a problem with it.
I don't like it. This is the best part though. Arondir goes and fills up the ant wife.
That did feel really weird.
Oh, it was so weird. He starts sweet talking her. Oh, sweet baby.
Yeah.
You like wood?
I'm sorry for chopping down your babies.
She asks if he's ever chopped down a tree, and he says, "To my shame, I have." I need the clip. If anyone asks you, "Are you a god?" Say yes. Oh, like he gets freaky with her, man.
Was that like subtly a gay joke or a gay question? Is like, have you ever chopped down a wood?
Yeah. No,
Like,
you know what?
Shamefully,
You
I have.
should you should cut that with the Count of Monte Cristo. To my everlasting shame, I did. I did.
I almost watched that entire movie last week
Count of Monte Cristo?
when I used a clip of it for episode 1,
Yeah.
and I
It's
just started watching the movie, man.
My son just read the book And so we watched the movie, and it was such a delightful experience watching that movie with my son who read the book, and he's like, "Oh, is that Mondego? Oh, this is the guy. This is the guy that does the thing." And he was just giddy the whole time. It was such a wonderful experience.
Have you ever pulled timber when alone? Gosh. I don't like this. I don't like their faces.
Yeah.
Ooh, she's getting horny. Like he rubs her up,
She's
and
getting
then they hold hands. So weird. Such a weird scene.
Yep.
And then they leave, and that was the entire point. Oh no, sorry. They let my people go. They take a little walk and free the Leo, and then poor Isildur gets cucked.
Yeah, this was super weird.
Her boyfriend shows up.
Yeah.
Oh, they are gonna kiss. They're straight up gonna kiss.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is,
My
too,
betrothed.
Like, why did the extra guys get like saved? Like why?
I don't know.
Why?
These are all bad guys. They're all bad guys. I just don't understand the point of this entire story arc is just completely pointless. It's just filler.
Yeah. It tries to make
we wanted to get Netwife in the story because it's the whole thing, like the Tom Bombadil and the one thing they got right last time was the making Sauron Master of Wolves, right? I liked that detail.
Right.
But they're going for these little teeny like lore pulls where like, oh, they'll like it. Everyone hated that Tom Bombadil wasn't in the movies, so we'll put him in the TV show, even though it makes no sense. Everyone was wondering. The whole thing was we don't know where the Antwives went. They all disappeared, so we're going to put some in this show, and it'll be fun, even though we're not going to answer the question, right? We're going to do these deep pulls of the nameless things, even though in context it makes no sense. But people are going to be happy because there's one scene where Sauron controls a wolf, and Elrond and Erondir bangs a tree, right? They're doing all these deep lore pulls so that the show freaks can say, "Oh man, this is so Tolkienian. We're getting all these deep lore things," even though the basic lore that's not the skin deep, the surface level lore is just being butchered.
Well, even the Easter egg lore too, because the barrel aren't supposed to be alive
exactly
yet, you know?
But they want to pull these deep cut Easter eggs so that people can say, "Oh man, isn't this Tolkienian? Isn't this so Tolkien?" But when just the basic everyday stuff is just ignored. I'm like, here, let me pull up. This is going to be for later, but let me pull up this one because I'm getting ahead of myself. This was one I wanted to talk about. Yeah. Rings of Power decisively answers any doubts it's not Tolkien enough, with an elf apologizing to an Ent and Entwife for harming a tree, Barrow Wights, and Tom Bombadil all in a single episode.
Yep.
But the basic lore is wrong.
Yep. And that's why they
even
did it.
These details are wrong. They're doing it so freaks like this can justify liking the show on Twitter, on X.
Yep.
It's gross. This one was really funny too, because we just did this scene. I saw something so beautiful. This show is so beautiful. You can't see anything. These are the stills that they pulled of a show that looks so good. And you can't see any of it. I hate this show.
So then this scene too, they tried to pull it off like there was some deep introspective dialogue going on between these two characters, and Leo was like, "No, I can't come with you because I've got promises that I've got to keep too." What the hell is he talking about?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's another one of those things of like there's zero context and then they just do something.
They expect the audience to care about these characters, and they're giving this deep, heart to heart feelings moment between these two characters. I'm like, I don't freaking care. I don't care.
Okay.
Anyway, now we get to the scene.
This part's great. Oh, we're looking at the art. We're looking at the bulk of the army, and then there's some scouts who see. They're not even trying to hide. They're so close. How are they not spotted?
I know 3 of them are kind of crouching, but the other 2 are just standing straight up.
We see this, and then we almost get shot with an arrow. And of course, Galadriel's the only one who's smart enough to know what's going on. No, don't shoot back. They weren't shooting at us. They couldn't see us. They were trying to shoot a horse.
Yeah, the orcs they can see in the dark.
And then she says, hide, and none of them move. They all just stand there in the open.
Also, the cliff disappears.
Yep. Yes.
All of a sudden, the orcs are right there at the same level with them. And another thing that doesn't make sense, too, is she said, okay, I'm going to sacrifice myself or whatever and fight these orcs to give you time to escape. You have to, like, get up and go to where the orcs are and say, hey, here I am. And, like, where's the other ones? I'm alone. Like, you could have just left, too. You could have snuck away. It was just, the blocking was not very well done. It looked...
This is them.
I don't know.
This is them after she says, hide. They're not shooting at us. They're shooting at the horse. All of them are just standing there. And he gets shot with an arrow. So funny. And
then we get the Rey Palpatine moment.
Yeah.
I can't believe they did it.
she heals him with the ring.
Yeah, that was weird.
It's not what the rings do.
It.
The rings do what the plot needs it to do. So shut up and enjoy the show. Why don't you?
That reminds me of a TikTok I watched. Have you guys been seeing those ones where it has like the deep fake faces of Gandalf and Boromir?
He's freaking brilliant. I love that dude.
I know. He's been doing such a good job. And there was literally one I just watched, and Boromir's like, hey, wait, like, this doesn't make any sense. And Gandalf's like, well, if you keep applying infallible logic to this show, you're going to hate it.
Yeah. That's literally what it is, yeah.
This fight.
Yeah, so she has to
pisses
go
me off.
to the orcs to fight them when they could have just, all of them, the whole group, just turned the other way and snuck off because the orcs didn't know where they were. They were sniffing them out, but
They were hunting the horse.
right.
They shot at the horse that was
shot the
behind
horse.
them.
And
Well,
then they were
it's
like,
because the guy was crying because he got
around.
shot, so they heard her. They heard them, and so she had to go. I will sacrifice myself.
they
And
heard them and sniffed them, but they
But, you know,
still could have left. They
the
didn't know where they were.
the entire reason isn't like they could have easily come up with a reason or an escape sequence that would have been fun. But the whole reason she has to get captured so that she can have another scene with Adar, so we can ship
Exactly.
them too.
She has to left behind because the plot says so. There's literally no other reason.
And I pointed this out in the trailer, and this is just the worst move. She flips the elf, the orc, into the middle of the air, and then swipes her arrows through his falling torch, and they ignite like they're covered in magnesium.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw a few things like that where like she shot the lantern and all of a sudden it explodes.
yeah.
You're
That part makes
not only that-
part makes sense because a lantern is going to be full of oil, and so
Except
she shoots
the
it,
fact-
and it's going to cascade down.
Except that she throws the lantern, so it's
Yeah.
going like this, and then she shoots it, and it
Yes.
just goes
Okay.
down,
And then it goes down.
immediately.
But
It
this
should
is the worst
continue
part.
the
Watch her fire arrow. That she's shooting 2 arrows at once. That's fine. Whatever. Who cares? They hit these orcs, and watch. They just explode like they're covered in gasoline.
Again, if they were covered with magnesium, that makes sense.
She also, real quick, she doesn't trip the orc.
No,
they knock over from the force of their arrow.
Yeah,
no,
which
the
wouldn't
one
make
the one
any
who
sense.
flips through the air. So watch.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
about
yeah,
here.
watch.
Watch.
Yeah, right.
Okay, give me a second. Gotta pause. So she shoots him in the leg, I think. No, okay, there's a different orc. Okay, she takes an arrow.
So she's taking an arrow
You're right.
No, he's just flipping.
He doesn't. He's got
what?
the arrow in his shoulder, and it's like he missed his mark.
He's also spinning the wrong way. Look.
Yeah.
It's in the other shoulder.
Yeah, that's
But
super
she didn't
good.
shoot an arrow at him.
Also, real quick,
He's
don't
just
you love how the last episode tries to humanize orcs? Meanwhile, this guy's like, "I'll cut off your left thumb, beg for me, and I'll keep your right." And it's like, wow, really great, awesome. These are
Again,
the kind of
so
migrants
just
looking for
inconsistent.
safety.
Yeah, they're
Okay,
not.
so
not
she
consistent
shoots
with their own narrative, yeah.
she shoots this guy in the neck,
Is that the guy that flipped? That must be the guy that flips.
and then he's
And
flipping in the
he
air.
He doesn't flip for a good.
He
2
starts
seconds?
falling over in frame, and then decides to do this triple flip through the air.
That makes
Yeah,
no
that
sense.
doesn't make sense at all.
Okay, and then she shoots the arrows, and people burst into flames.
Yep. Randomly combust.
Boom. So freaking stupid.
Well, maybe orc blood is flammable. I don't know.
Maybe
Um,
it's made of magnesium, huh?
And then
Okay.
this guy who's standing there.
Where does the horse come from? These are the two guys that she just shot, who burst into flames and then immediately died. And now she jumps on. Oops! Oh man! Oh, I got all the way back. That was perfect.
Yeah, whose horse? They shot their horse. They only had one horse with them, didn't
No,
they?
they missed the horse. The horse missed. So this is the
Is
horse that they were trying to.
Hold on. Is that the horse trainer telling the horse not to move?
Yes.
The guy on the left?
Yes.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
She jumps up on top of it. This. Oh shoot!
Why is
Okay.
that? Hold on. Look at how funny this is. This orc is staying. He's staying down. The one she's stepping on. He's
Mhm.
staying down so that she can get up on top.
Yep.
Yes, because she's so short.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? So she jumps up onto the horse, kicks this guy.
No, she doesn't.
They want us to think that she kicked him. She does some spinnies, and then this is the best part. So this is the horse. We just saw they were trying to kill this horse, to eat it.
Yeah.
And now she's breakdancing on top of the horse, and they're missing her rather than, I don't know,
Going
Aiming
straight down.
center mass.
stabbing the horse
Yeah.
that they were already trying to kill and eat.
You
But
can
for
see at
some
the
reason-
angle- the angle he was swiping in the earlier scene is kind of
Yeah.
angled down, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden goes across to not hit her.
I think it's actually a blessing that this is artifacting, so we don't get copyright strike. But she
Also-
spends so much time on this horse.
It's so convenient that this army of orcs are not turning her into a pincushion
Yeah.
because they
Well, I mean,
already
used
shot the
fire
one.
on already.
This dude's holding an arrow. Oh no, that's a knife.
They're all waiting for their turn to get slaughtered.
So then she gets away.
Oh, and then the white lady starts chain whipping the black orcs. Fantastic. Amazon just went full blown racist with this one.
So stupid. So then she gets away, and then
And then she gets yanked.
oh yeah,
from
she does
behind.
the
That's the lantern thing that
yeah.
falls
We don't
straight
we
down.
don't talk about that. We don't need to see that. But yeah, she gets away and then decides to turn around and boast, and then she gets and charges back into them, and then she gets.
Oh
captured.
no! She doesn't just boast. She quotes Gandalf.
Yeah,
Go back to the shadow.
that's right. I forgot that.
I have never considered actually hitting a woman until
She
this
wasn't.
day.
She wasn't saving us. She was saving that stupid ring. Go back to the shadow. She charges in and then gets pulled off the horse, and then we get
Yeah.
Adar.
Adar.
Again, too, her purpose apparently is to bide time for the rest of them to escape. Right?
Shouldn't
all she has to do
shouldn't
is
she
be on
run
a
off with the horse and lead them away
Exactly.
the opposite direction?
Go a different direction. Why the heck does she have to go back?
Stupid.
Wait, did her bow come off? Hold on.
Yeah.
Was her bow slung over her shoulder or in her hand when she was on the horse?
You're gonna make me go back. Give me
I
a
don't
second.
know. It's been slung over her shoulder, like wedged between her in several scenes in the past few episodes, which is
just from the moment that she gets pulled off the horse is all I'm looking for. Because it looks, I think she's holding it.
2 seconds.
Give me a second.
While you're doing that, I just thought of another inconsistency with the elves.
Okay.
So elves are supposed to be like super stealthy, especially in the woods, right? Sort of thing,
Yes.
right? And so
They're so they
first
they
part-
can walk on top of snow because they're light-footed, you know?
yeah, right. So literally, like there's that first part where we were talking about the wraiths, right?
She
And
snaps on the
literally it
branch.
shows one person staring, and then you hear a creak, and like the branch breaks, and you turn around, and it's Galadriel. I was like, no, that would never happen.
Yeah.
So it's just stuff like that where I'm like, she's an elf.
Okay. I
What?
watched it back.
What happened?
She's holding the bow in her left hand.
Huh.
Okay.
You're right.
See,
so
she's
it's,
got it.
it's
She's got it.
quiver
in her left
that's on
hand.
her back. It's
Before
not-
before I
Alright,
put it up
yeah.
on screen,
She's
it showed
she's
it
knocking
as well.
an arrow. Okay. And now she's not.
Yeah.
And
Left
now
hand.
it's in her left hand.
She gets hit, and then it.
And now it's on her right side.
Yep.
We just went through like 4 things wrong in 2 seconds.
The arrow's still knocked too. The arrow
Damn
didn't
it.
fall off the bow.
The arrow's on the wrong side. No. Yes?
It depends. You can shoot either way, actually, but it's so
Especially
she doesn't have to knock
it's
an
on,
arrow.
It's on the correct side.
Look,
but
they had
no,
the
it's-
arrow. They had the arrow sitting on the bow so that she could roll over and grab it, and it would make sense because she wouldn't be able to knock an arrow from this position.
Wow.
Seriously.
Gosh, and there she is still absolutely fisting the string.
And she does not take that shot at all.
Yeah. It's not even aimed at him, too.
No,
He doesn't redirect it. He just comes in, and it's not aimed at him.
He sizzles it out, and you can see it's just a metal tip. For some reason, the metal tip is on fire. You can see it comes down to here.
Yeah.
The metal tip of her arrows is on fire.
That's not how fire arrows work.
No.
Fire arrows don't work at all, actually, David.
No, they don't. They don't.
This is not. This is
you
not
should
Legend
watch-
of Zelda.
You should watch the Shadowversity video on it. It's great.
It-
But look, it's
yeah,
fine. Fire arrows are just a thing in fantasy that we accept because they look cool. It's fine. But they usually dip them in pitch, you know?
Right. Have a rag around
A
it.
light shines on our meeting, Galadriel, because I used to be an elf. He's 100% her husband, right? That's it? That's my guess.
Oh
Probably, yeah.
my!
I don't know.
I guarantee you. I
How
would
are
put.
they gonna-
No.
I will put
Dad.
I will put $1,000 down on him being Celeborn.
Is the ring going to
He,
fix his face?
she is going to heal him.
Oh my god.
That's why they introduced the ability to.
No.
Dude,
Yep.
no,
If that's
no!
oh
You
my
just
gosh.
ruined my
I
day.
bet you're right. I bet you're right.
Because he's greeting her. Come on. A star shines on our meeting.
I'm gonna be very angry.
I will be very happy. I've been all the simps are shipping Galadriel and Sauron. No. I'm
They're
shipping.
not the Adar
I'm
and
shipping.
Sauron.
I'm shipping Galadriel with her husband, who is Adar, who is Celeborn. Because I believe in the sanctity of marriage, you plebes.
Yeah, what a mess.
It's so vague. Yeah. Oh god.
I still think last season they forgot about Celeborn and had to do some ADR with that scene with Leo.
The one
to-
scene with Isildur. Was it Leo or Isildur? It was
no,
Leo.
it was Leo and Galadriel under the tree. They were mirroring the scene with
Yeah.
the hobbits on the road, and they have a little heart to heart and talk about her.
I used to
But you
call
can
him a little clam.
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay, so this is fun. Someone posted on X, there are no gay people in Lord of the Rings. It's a fact. That's great. And this is the response from You've clearly never read Lord of the Rings because Sam and Frodo are clearly gay for each other because Sam kisses Frodo's hand.
Oh my gosh.
These people make me sick.
Yep.
Anyway. This guy's great though. We'll save this for later. We'll save that for later. Let's talk more stupid stuff. Okay, Rings of Power Season 2 is fully leaning into enemies to lovers, and I'm not mad about it. See, these are the simps that want Galadriel.
There are 3 comments, and this was published on the 25th of August.
I think you sent this to me, David. Was there anything special? Or
No, it's just the headline. They
I
go
don't wanna-
on and on and on, but yeah,
That's it.
it's something else.
Rings of Power undergoes major change for Season 2. Oh, stop. It's auto-playing.
Yeah, it
Stop.
decreases in quality somehow.
Shifted dramatically. What's the shift, David?
I don't know. Did I send you this one?
I think so. Some of these are from last week, and you weren't here, so.
Ah, gotcha. Oh,
raw and
okay.
moving.
No, this is hilarious. I did send you this. It's a major shift because they're filming in England. They said
because they were kicked out of New Zealand.
It said isn't it so great that they're returning to England, which was Tolkien's homeland. So it's just a wonderful homage. Like, that's one way to spin it.
So nothing to do with any changes. It's
Nothing
just where
at
it's
all.
filming.
That's literally the only thing they bring up in this episode. Yeah.
What a
hate
great
these people.
homage to put a black guy in chains in England.
I hate these people. Okay, Morford Clark isn't afraid to face the Rings of Power fan fervor.
Yes, she is.
Last week,
Yeah.
didn't we hear the article that she wasn't prepared
Yeah, she
Yeah,
for the
she
fan
wasn't
fervor?
cut out for
And-
Hollywood.
Yeah.
She said,
What-
I'm not
what?
cut out for Hollywood. I wasn't prepared for all the backlash. And now she's ready for it?
Apparently so.
Was there anything else? Or do we have to read this?
I didn't send you this one. I don't know.
She has a timelessness about her. She seems both young and impossibly old as shit at the same time.
Yeah,
She's
I agree.
impossibly insufferable.
I agree. That's what Galadriel's supposed to be. She's supposed to be young and useful and wise and
Viewers denounced Clark's appearance for not being lore accurate. They railed against her character's penchant for rage.
Yes.
Arguing like she was an immature teenager. Okay. And
Yep,
claimed she was annoying. Unnecessary fan fiction and a drag. They decried. I mean, I'm liking this article.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Read the end of this.
Where's the butt? Where's the butt?
It was just anti-wokeness dressed up
But-
as loyalty to the source
It
material.
was misogyny and not accurate at all.
Yeah.
She's
It's hilarious that they say, "Oh yeah, she's not accurate to all this stuff," and they point out all these things wrong with it. But all these criticisms, even
and
though
instead
they
of
have
instead
nothing
of
to do with
addressing the fun, it's all misogyny.
Yep.
We're not saying it because we hate women. We freaking love Galadriel in The Lord of the Rings
yeah,
because she's portrayed wonderfully. We're saying it because this is not how Galadriel acts.
So going back to that tweet that you showed earlier, this person's clearly never read the books.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Galadriel is the most powerful sorceress in all of Middle-earth.
Yes.
The most beautiful woman in Middle-earth.
Yeah, her-
Elf,
and-
at least, shy of maybe Goldberry.
And her second, aside from being a powerful magician, her second biggest known quality is she's a diplomat.
yeah.
She's
not a
like
warrior.
world-renowned diplomat who is smooth with her words and can get anyone on her side by talking.
Yep.
And we got
she
season 1
resisted
instead.
The temptation of the One Ring.
Yeah.
That's wife material. Not this Drew Barrymore looking thing that throws a
She does
temper
kinda look like
tantrum
Drew
every
Barrymore.
time she gets, she doesn't get her way.
Oh no! Scroll back up. She just said, "I was totally unprepared when season 1 came out."
But now I
See the
am.
really dark side. So what?
I
is it?
fortified my mind off screen.
I guess so.
Are we doing the acolyte now?
Yeah.
My mind is fortified. Anyway, I don't want to read this anymore.
Anyways, yeah.
Now we got to all hail Cynthia added Robinson.
The queen that's done nothing and didn't even stand up for herself when the bird came.
The queen that was literally never supposed to be a queen because her power was usurped
Yeah.
by Farazan through marriage. They're not going to get married in the show, right? Absolutely not. That's not happening.
Are they're
Can't
supposed to get
imagine
married?
they do.
Yeah, that's how he.
They're
Yeah,
not?
he tricks her into getting married, and then he takes power. Yeah.
Huh.
She literally does nothing in the books.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she is a victim of circumstance. Our Farazan goes full secular Marxist, and then becomes
MAGA. No, he goes
Bas-
MAGA.
Well, no, because they
Not
end up
mega.
he goes full Satanist because they're
I don't know
doing-
what show you're
he-
watching,
you know,
but
he
he's
goes
Trump.
full Canaanite, right?
He's supposed to go Trump.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know in the show. I meant the book because I care for the book.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you talking about real lore?
Yeah,
Oh,
no, I was talking about the actual
we're
lore.
using our made-up names, right?
Oh, we're using the made-up lore. Then this is not the Silmarillion.
Yeah.
This is the Silly Marillion.
Beyond Tolkien, because what we're getting is certainly not Tolkien.
Do you think we're going to get human sacrifice? Probably not, right?
I don't know if they get
Probably
that
not.
far.
No. It's
If
probably
they
gonna
do,
be
it's going to be
some
white people burning black
TI
people.
stuff, yeah.
You know it.
They're going to be burning elves or something.
They're taking our germs.
They're taking our elf jobs. I hate this. Okay. Rings of Power made it very hard to support 4 characters that you're supposed to like. Is this a good Screen Rant article?
Yes.
No way.
This is a good screenwriter article.
David.
Oh, wow, look, 3 comments, August 31st.
David,
Yeah.
did you send me a good one? Do we have to play the stinger?
Screen rants. Good takes?
This is great.
Yeah.
Galadriel,
Right.
hard agree, is making her Sauron mistake worse. Yeah, in season 2, absolutely. She doesn't take responsibility and plays right into the villain's hands. Yes. One could argue that Galadriel is merely trying to preserve her people's time in Middle-earth, but she doesn't even seem conflicted over using... Yeah, great.
Yeah, exactly.
So good.
Yes.
Dees
Deeza has never been likable.
is pushing the dwarves to destruction. Yeah, that's... Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's... Okay. So mediocre take.
Actually, the one scene in season 1 with her and her kids in the background, that was an okay scene.
Yeah, and then the
Otherwise-
rest of her in season 1 was
in the
her,
background.
the rest of her in season 1 was her like smiling to camera with like evil
Yeah.
ha 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 ha. I'm They were trying to
Exactly.
make her like some Game of Thrones character
You know,
plotting in the
twirling her
background.
mustache and wait, no. That would only work if she had a mustache.
Right,
Twirling
right,
her
right.
sideburns.
Yeah. They are a little bit more pronounced in this season. Have you noticed
They
that?
are. Yeah.
Her peach fuzz is like twice as long as it was last season.
And someone taught me the proper pronunciation. It's pronounced Kirdun.
Kierdan, huh?
Kirdun.
Here done. Okay.
I was corrected in my video.
Mm.
Like nicely corrected.
Someone with his
yeah.
knowledge should know better. Yes. This is a weird article.
Kirdun is supposed to be the wisest elf ever, essentially.
He's older
he's-
than Feanor. Like, he should be.
Yeah.
He was there when the corruption started.
He was there when the Westfall fell. Never mind.
Westfold fell. Yeah.
I was making it. Gil-galad is a terrible leader. Absolutely, yes. There's no getting around this harsh reality. This is a pretty good article. His
Right?
mistakes continue into season 2, confirming that this iteration of Gil-galad is not the leader Tolkien wrote about. Wow. Like, it's soft, but
Yeah. No, this is a fantastic article.
good job, Screen Rant.
You can be right.
Amanda Mullen's a keeper.
I was gonna say you should actually look at the author, see who did it.
Let's see. Don't disappoint me. 10 TV shows to turn your brain off to, and we've got I don't recognize any of that.
That's Gilmore Girls.
That's Gilmore
Vampire
Girls.
Diaries on the left. The three on
Okay.
the left.
These don't look terrible.
Nazgul theory makes you.
What
Uh-oh.
you talking about?
That the
Anyway.
yeah. All right.
I'm still betting that Leo is going to be the Agmar or whatever. Anyway,
You're the one that told me to bring this one up. Albelio. This is the showrunners defending the decision to humanize the orcs. We feel like this goes straight back to Tolkien, back to the books, back to the books, back to the books. What is their actual rationale to justify this atrocity?
To oversimplify it, basically, Tolkien was inconsistent on the orcs.
Here we go.
And so they basically filled in the blanks. Because
Mike?
orcs have to have babies. In order to make more orcs, there have to be babies.
JD Payne's, from the beginning of the season, we talked about the idea of having an arc, and we feel like it goes straight back to Tolkien. You read the books and you get blips of where the orcs are kind of on their own, and they're saying, hey, what if one day we could... When? What?
what if we could find a place just for us? Or,
When is this in the books?
I have no idea. Apparently, they're talking about having cottages by the sea.
The only thing I could think of is maybe the commander in Return of the... it's either at the beginning of Return of the King or the very end of Two Towers when they find Frodo. I don't remember which one, but that might be the only thing that... that's the only thing I'm aware of that they would be referencing. Otherwise, not a chance.
We tried to take it a step further
Or maybe the orcs
to individuate. We continue to individuate them and dramatize that their desires and ambitions are murder and rape. Those are their desires.
The most individualization you see is when they steal the trinkets and the mithril from Frodo.
Tolkien has this idea that evil can't create anything; it can only corrupt. Yeah, and that the elves, these amazing, beautiful creatures, could be corrupted into orcs was fascinating to us, right? Even that was kind of retconned later, but...
So why are you showing these things that are corrupted as...
Adar's the missing link between the two. Father of the race, compelling us get some of those answers. They're not answering the question at all.
Right. Going back to Alfred Hitchcock, what?
Yeah.
Jumping ahead, hold on. Is there anything important here? Right, the movies. We want to put effort on our villains, okay? Going back to Alfred Hitchcock. This line that I love, he said in an interview, movies are proud, is the most compelling villains.
He's a Nazi notorious.
He's absolutely evil, but you understand what's motivating him.
Okay, that's different than humanizing them and making them not a villain.
It makes them not less scary, but more scary. Okay, this is all true. Villains are motivated by things in their own heads, making them think that they're the hero of their own story.
That's different than showing them that they are actually innocent people that just want the best for them and their family. That's not... A villain thinking that he is justified in doing atrocities is still a villain.
But they can't even be consistent with it. They're trying to humanize them and also just have Galadriel mow them down without any sympathy in the same breath. Like, you can't have both. A really good way of doing it. I'm almost done with Silo. It's
back on that.
Well, because the first season only covered half of the book, but the second half of the book really goes into like there's a civil war, right? These people start fighting each other, and it does a really, really good job of showing both sides and be like, hey, look, like we have to kill our brothers and our friends, and it's really, really well written. And this show isn't.
Yeah.
They humanize them without actually utilizing the humanization.
Well, and that's the thing too, is humanizing someone is different than understanding their
Yes,
motivations.
exactly.
Someone can still be evil and do evil things, but have logical reasons for doing that evil
Yes.
so that they justify it in their own mind.
Mhm.
That's not what they're doing.
No.
They're trying to make the orcs and
Good.
Sauron look like the good guys. They
Just
didn't want.
misunderstood.
They just want the best for their lives. Sauron wants just to heal Middle Earth, and he just gets stabbed and turned into goo.
They're just
or me in.
misunderstood. Rings of Power Season 2's mysterious new dwarf sets up a major Lord of the Rings twist.
Which dwarf is that?
This is
Narvi.
the one who didn't do anything, who was told, hey, your job is to talk to the king, and then he immediately passed it on to Durin.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
You're the one who sent this to me.
I did not send you this one. I have no idea what this is talking about.
I want to read this. Oh, is it the shiny doors?
Oh, that's what it is.
That's a plot twist?
Yeah. It's not a
What?
It's not a plot twist. It's a reveal. It's not really a twist, though. I didn't even put that connection together.
But
That's actually the twist that they're talking about.
Yeah.
So they're
Twist-
not talking about a twist. This is an article that was whipped up because somebody had to keep their job.
Yep.
would the twist be that for once the show is lore accurate?
That would be ironic.
Yeah.
Who even cares about Gandalf's staff? I like this one.
Good
Gandalf,
point.
apparently.
It's revealing a bigger problem with modern TV of giving everything a backstory.
Yep.
No,
Giving
that's the
inanimate
exact
objects a backstory.
problem with everything today, that it doesn't give everything a backstory. That's what Tolkien did.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I think to that effect, though, I think we've gone overboard in modern day society. Like, oh, this is why this one little thing was that way, you know?
Sure. If they're talking like Han Solo, like I get that.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
If that's what they're talking about,
Perfect
sure.
example.
But don't you want to know how he got his rear view mirror dice?
Yeah.
They're not answering the question.
What mystery box?
Well, the problem with all modern TV.
Oh yeah.
The-
Well, that's
season one. The biggest mystery was who was Halbrand, who was Sauron.
Yeah, but they gave that away like
Yeah.
episode 2.
Oh, mystery box. Got it. That's it. The problem with modern. Sure. Okay, that's not a bad article.
Yeah.
It just took a while to get there. The problem with modern TV is mystery box. It's one of the problems. Sure. Cool. Good job. Inverse guy.
Not bad in verse, but it took
Not
you a
bad.
while.
Yeah.
This is the one that we were talking about last time. The
Yeah, too epic for its own good.
it's two
Kiss
episodes.
my
This is
ass.
the Hollywood
Too
Report.
good, guys.
It's
You
because
don't like
there's
it. You're
too
just
much
not-
lore.
You're not cultured enough.
See-
You don't understand. You don't get it.
You know, these are the guys that did the huge puff piece for season 1, and now that they finally know, hey, it's not popular to like this show, so we'll criticize it in the most bland way possible. Because we don't want to get in trouble. We can't actually criticize it for why it's actually wrong, because that would get us in trouble. It's just too epic. That's why it's bad. I wish people would be honest.
So good, it's bad, guys.
Amazon The Rings of Power doesn't work for one main reason. What's the one main reason?
Nobody cares. Compelling characters, yep. They've greenlit 5 seasons.
No, it's everything feels like a foregone conclusion because it's a prequel. That's the reason.
Well, yeah,
But you
a
can
little
still
bit, but it's still. I mean, you can still make it interesting. It's just
Yeah.
I don't care about any of these characters. They're insufferable.
Yeah, that's a much bigger problem for sure. I don't want to read this one. But in the same day they released this one. The Rings of Power Season 2 premiere review, a dreadful jumbled mockery of Tolkien's Lord of the Rings.
Yep. I did not read this one, but I saw it and sent it right off to you. That was, and Forbes again in the past was blowing smoke up season's 1's butt.
JDP and the showrunners took Tolkien's world and made it their own world and made their own world out of it, borrowing little bits and pieces in order to market it to a wider audience. They have given us a sprawling Middle-earth made up of patchwork Tolkien-esque pieces, a clumsy but grand Frankenstein's monster of a show. What they've forgotten to do is give us a reason to care.
That is a fantastic
Wonderful
summation of this whole project.
Amazing.
That is perfect.
Yeah.
I can't believe Forbes published this.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily that they actually published it. I think the guy was getting fired.
that might be the case.
Him
He's
on his
like,
way
you know
out.
what? I'm going to be honest.
Also, I don't know if we've talked about this before. You talked about it last week, but the freaking ring of power looks so bad and so ridiculous.
I
Like,
hate
all-
Narnia.
They're
all
so
of the
big.
original jewelry from the Lord of the Rings, from the Light of Arendelle and all the rings of power and everything, like they were freaking gorgeous. Like people got married in my wife had the necklace at our marriage, right? People had wedding rings patterned after the rings in Lord of the Rings. They were freaking gorgeous and they looked so bad.
I hate them.
So ridiculous looking.
I hate that they just because you get the close up of the 3 rings in the first 12 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And you see the extraordinary craftsmanship that went into trying to make them look like, small, subtle, useful, pretty rings.
Yeah.
And then here you have what looks like plastic glued to plastic, and they didn't even try to take the time to carve any of the jewel stones. The gems are just there.
They're just held on with little
Exactly. They're
fingers of
huge
gold.
ring pops. Anyways,
Yeah.
sorry. Side tangent.
Oh, you're good. You're good. There's nothing worth a crap in this show. It's astonishing how bad it continues to get.
But I mean, mainstream media is finally telling the truth about it too.
Yeah.
Rings of Power makes Lord of the Rings a boring slog in a lifeless season 2.
Also, the last 3 articles have had that same screenshot. I didn't even realize you changed articles because it was the same. Yeah.
No, I don't care about any of the characters.
Nope.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see the zeitgeist just or
apart.
not the zeitgeist, but the Overton window just completely shift on this show.
Yeah.
Well, I want to read this guy. It's a perfect summation. Hi, King Fanor. Great job. Just talking about how every character in the show is ruined.
Yep.
Sauron, who canonically caused earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, who had Shelob as a pet, who was known as the Lord of Werewolves and the second in command of Morgoth, who 1v1'd Huan of Valinor. In the show, gets defeated by a small group of orcs and then turns into a floopy swamp sludge. Galadriel, canonically shielded Errol the Young in the White Mist, used her power to utterly destroy the fortress of Dol Guldur, which we saw in the Hobbit movies. Shouldn't have been in the Hobbit movies, but we saw it. Who was tortured by a literal demigod, who literally created her own girdle that kept evil from entering Lothlorien. In the show, has issues fighting Barrow Wights. Isildur, canonically a mighty man of Numenor who fiercely fought Sauron's guards to retrieve a fruit from Nimloth the Fair and succeeded, who fought bravely during Daggerlad, thank you, and cut the ring from Sauron's hand. In the show, he's a little turd who gets roughed up by vagabonds. Hey, Martina.
And gets cuckolded from
Elendil gets cuckolded left
from
and
the,
right. Elendil the Tall
in
canonically led the faithful away from sinking Numenor, who founded the kingdoms of Andor and Gondar, who along with Gil-galad fought Sauron and defeated him, has done literally nothing.
He didn't do nothing. He abandoned his son. Get it right.
Yeah. It's worse than nothing.
Gil-galad canonically fought in the wars in the First Age, who fought back-to-back wars against Sauron. Yes. Awesome guy. Wielded Aeglos, which put fear into the heart of his enemies, of whom the harpers sadly sing. In the show, is a useless manager who sits on his arse all day, all the time, and when he isn't standing like a board pontificating at people.
Yep. Well said.
Elrond, who canonically survived the later part of the First Age as a small boy with his parents dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
One of them turned into the stars. Turned into, is it the North Star?
I think so.
And his mom turned into a bird and jumped off a cliff.
Interesting.
It's weird. It's a little weird.
Yeah.
It grew to be known as the wisest in Middle-earth, so much so that when Sauron was tempting the elves of Eregion, he acknowledged it. And wise in all his lore is Master Elrond. See, they get they had Elrond to be master of the lore in this episode, except it didn't make any freaking sense. Elrond, he founded Imladris, and as a shield against Sauron using his ring, who repeatedly fought against Sauron's armies during the wars and elves of Sauron, who he eventually fought in the last battle and survived. And in the show, he decides to jump off a cliff like his mom. And when that fails, he goes to talk to Círdan because he's old and wise and Elrond is young and dumb. Ar-Pharazôn the Golden, who was just nasty. Canonically a strong man in his prime who took the throne by force and led an army so strong that the forces of Mordor fled.
Mm-hmm.
In the show, he's Jack Black. who calms down a group of maggots by giving them alcohol.
Yeah. Yep.
Great summary.
Yep.
I hate this show, guys.
It's pretty bad.
That's it. We got through episode 4.
That took
Yay!
way too long.
Yeah, well, there was buildup of articles too.
Yep. And we intentionally got distracted because we didn't want to talk about the
Every time.
filth and rabble that this show is.
Well, I can't wait for episode 5. There's only 4 more, right? There's 8 episodes.
Probably.
This is
I
halfway
thought there were
through.
10 in total.
Are there 10 this season?
I thought there was 10 last
There
season.
was,
Nope, there's only 8.
oh, thank
8
goodness.
episodes.
Oh, okay.
I've heard Beetlejuice came out this week, and I've heard it's actually good. If anyone's interested
I
in
don't
that.
Oh, Jared, you're muted.
Jared's muted.
Yeah, I just realized that. But yeah, I haven't heard any reviews, but I mean, looks interesting. I haven't heard any bad reviews yet, so.
The only thing I heard is that it dominated at the box office.
That makes sense. What else is there at the box office right now?
Alien,
Oh no, there's
Romulus.
the Reagan movie I gotta go see.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have seen stuff about that.
The critics hated it,
Yeah.
which makes me want to go see it even more.
Probably means
Apparently, it's like the biggest gap on Rotten Tomatoes, where the critics hate it but the audience loves it. It's like
It's
a gap
a-
of like
Here we
76%,
go. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Let me show you.
79% gap.
It's 20% critic score, 98%
gap.
with over 2,000 ratings.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, and I watched the interview. Dennis Quaid was like, "Yeah, I made this movie because liberals suck."
Yeah. Chad, I love it.
Yeah,
He
I'm
was
gonna go. I'm gonna go
evil.
watch this movie, man. So
Yeah, it looks interesting.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't even know about that.
and John Voight's in it, and he's a massive conservative.
Nice. Well, you kind of have to be if you're going to play a Republican president, right?
Well, he's not playing the president. John
Well,
Voight's, I think he's playing a
I'm
Russian.
saying it's a movie about
Yeah,
very popular
Yeah.
Republican president. So
I think Dennis Quaid is a good casting. He's a little bit too old for Reagan.
Well, but I think he's got the look spot
No,
on.
it looks absolutely. If it was a younger Dennis Quaid, perfect casting. He's a little bit too wrinkly, but I like that they didn't like digitally de-age him.
yeah,
It's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, next week it's just Rings of Power episode 5, and then the week after that, Agatha and Penguin both start. That's it.
okay.
Yeah. So see you guys next week. Anything else you guys want to say, plug or anything? I'm done. I'm tired. I have to stay up all night and work on episode 2.
Have fun with that.
I'm done.
Yeah, but it's really good in the algorithm, so I need to push myself.
Yep.
You can do it, I believe.
Your videos have been doing pretty good.
They've been doing okay, yeah. I think we're at like 8,000 on at the second part of episode 1.
Yeah.
I mean, the first video was literally just covering the intro.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, oh, did you guys see the big reveal? Because the whole thing we were talking about is we didn't know when the scene took place. The cold open for season 2.
It was 1,000 years or whatever.
Yes,
'cause the
Sauron was a goo for 1,000 years.
Yeah, that's what I was complaining. It faded out and then faded right back into the same scene. I didn't even notice. that the
Stalagmites.
Stalagmites grew, yeah.
Stalagmites. So that we have the timeline. It still doesn't fix the problem, but we
Yeah.
have the timeline.
Well, it means that
Good.
Sauron wasn't leading the orcs the whole time. So who
Didn't
the
do
hell
anything.
was Galadriel chasing?
Adar. Adar was the one who killed her brother
So stupid.
and branded him with Mordor because it's Adar's plan to turn Mordor to turn the Southlands into Mordor.
That's gonna be one hell of an attempted rewrite if Adar is Celebrimbor and ended up being the one to kill.
They're not gonna
Fëanor.
do that.
Or,
This is a problem that they didn't realize they created. They're gonna gloss right over it.
Yeah.
So they don't realize that by having Sauron get Julius Caesared, that they destroyed their own plot.
Yeah.
So
I don't understand what they're
silly. Well, we'll see you guys next week when we talk about episode 5, and hopefully, my goal is to finish 2 episodes. I want to finish episode 2 and 3 this week, and then I'll have to do 2 episodes next week too, and then
and you'll be
the
caught
show
up.
will be over, but I'll be caught up. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll do 4 and 5 by the time we talk about episode 6, and then hopefully I'll get them out. I gotta catch up. If I don't catch up, I'm not gonna finish. That's the thing.
Yep. It'll be
Stupid. I hate that they
the Wheel of
released
Time
3
all
episodes.
over again.
I hate that they were. Well, the Wheel of Time I stopped doing because they demonetized my channel for 2 months.
Yeah.
I'm actually shocked that I haven't gotten a whole lot of copyright problems. Of course, I've kind of found the good medium, right? Like I'm good at. I've done this for so long. I've kind of figured out how to avoid copyright strikes, but I've done pretty good this time. Of like my first upload, I don't have to make any changes.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
the changes I had to make were with the music that I put in, like the Proclaimers.
Yeah.
Which is why I uploaded that
500
video
miles.
separately, because that video is demonetized. The money's going to the Proclaimers. But I thought it was too funny of an edit,
Yeah.
so I released that separately and then cut down the scene drastically in the full version.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I noticed that. It was good.
Yep.
Cool.
I'm getting better. But
Anyway, good night.
good night. Well, not for me, but good night to everyone else, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Have a
Bye.
good night.
Good talk.
And now it is time to say goodbye.
We had a great conversation.
It's been fun. But all good things must come to an end, and the goodest ending I can think of is...
Right now, this moment, this night.
So I guess we just say goodbye.
So, goodbye.
Toodaloo. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao. Ding dao day. But come back next week for more outrageous bloopers.
This is the end.
Well, there's only one thing left to do.
I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If it's true, please take a minute to subscribe to the channel, and you can join us along for the ride. And if you pay me, I'll try to be more entertaining, so please consider joining Patreon.